You're about to listen to TADPOG, Tyler and Dave Play Old Games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet. Hey, welcome.
Hi.
Welcome to,
What's up?
I'm sure, everybody's favorite series of episodes that we ever do.
The TADPOG series.
The TADPOG, it's a sports game.
Oh, yeah, we're doing a sports game.
We're
Games.
doing a lot of sports games.
Taking a nice bite out of the list, I think, you know.
Yeah.
It's well-deserved. Well-deserved. Like, if we did an individual episode over every one of these games,
It would
suck.
It would be the same episode 7 times.
Yep.
Yeah. Which are the EA NHL hockey games.
Yep.
Specifically.
Beginning, though, with tonight, what we rolled last week was NHLPA hockey.
93.
93, which was the first EA hockey game for Super Nintendo.
That's right. We'll get to that, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, man, you led with that, which I'm kind of surprised. I mean, I think it's great because, like, people know immediately, like, oh, they're talking about this. But, like, it's...
Bye.
But no, well...
Thanks for your download. We appreciate it.
I just think... but still stick around because they track that, too.
Just go wait like 20 minutes. Give us intros. Then you can.
No, I'm sorry. You've committed to the full 3 hours by listening to this opening bit. Sorry. I feel like it's a lot of pressure because it's like, especially leading with that, because like I got to be honest, like I don't really feel super prepared to talk about the entire EA NHL hockey series, or not prepared.
Don't worry, baby. Don't worry, baby.
I got stuff, too.
You got a full notebook? All right. Okay.
I'm ready.
I brought some notes, too.
All right.
So we'll be good. We'll do good.
I did most of my stuff on NHLPA 93. So
All right.
I mean, that's where I spent most of my time. Was that, we'll get into that.
all
We'll
right.
get into that.
Yeah. Okay. How you guys been?
Boy, I've had a week.
Good.
Yeah.
a week.
Okay. Well, that was two diametrically opposed comments at the same time.
Let me say mine, and then maybe yours will be better.
Okay.
Had a bit of a week.
Okay.
I know
And
part of it.
I wouldn't have expected. It's been kind of an up and down, good news, bad news kind of week, and I wouldn't have expected so much to occur between Monday and today, which is 2 days later.
Yeah.
We got some really good family news that I'm not going to get into but something that we've been putting up with and dealing with for the last 3 years in our family that's been a real problem.
Yeah.
It's just been situational for my son and his family, circumstances that I obviously cannot get into. However, that has been taken care of. That is now not a problem anymore. So
when you say taken care of, you
Legally.
definitely mean
legally
like
speaking,
Fat Tony style.
Yeah.
It swims with the fishes now.
And
This problem.
It's nothing bad. It was just something that got really badly into our lives and just kind of made
And was total
everything
bullshit.
harder. And was total bullshit. And
Pretty nice pit bull you got here. It'd be a shame if something happened to it.
I do.
What's this little name there? Problem? Oh, okay.
I do wish I could clarify for our listeners and not leave them in the dark, but it's not my story to tell necessarily,
Sure.
at least not publicly. So, but suffice it to say that we got that great news that a very long and unnecessarily harsh problem is coming to an end. There's a couple of little stipulations here and there that have to be met, but for the and no, Gage wasn't in jail. There wasn't anything like that. I just want to make sure everybody knows that. Nobody was hurt. It wasn't like,
Right.
I don't want to give everybody the wrong idea.
Sure. But it was
It was
a
shitty.
nuisance,
It was a bit more than a nuisance, but yeah, it was
a dire nuisance.
It didn't have to go down the way that it did, and
Yeah.
but everybody that was involved did what they were supposed to do, followed the instructions, and now we're pretty much out of it.
Good.
So that's really great, and I'm really happy for that. Plus, Gage got a new job,
Nice.
making a lot more money,
That's
lot
good.
more by orders of measure than he was. So
What's he doing? And
he's going to
do
be
they need another
doing
one?
He's solving problems.
a similar job to yours. He
Yeah.
does websites and graphics.
Yeah. That's why I was half joking.
He's going to be working for a rather large Paducah-based ice cream company.
Oh, okay.
Which,
I know them.
Which you know of. But he got that, and then what's fucked up is he goes to his boss. He worked for the National Quilt Museum.
Okay.
As their website graphic designer, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And he goes to his boss, who is like the coolest guy ever, apparently. His boss says, well, I can't.
He's covered in quilts all day long. He better be fucking cool, man. I would be.
He's comfortable.
He's just a massive man,
just a
draped
quilt
in
man.
quilts, one after the other.
I like to-
Welcome, Gage.
I think he's actually a small man. He just kind of looks like Jabba the Hutt because he's got so many
quilts on him. Yeah, maybe. Well, he goes to the guy and he says, hey, look.
Pinchy Wonka,
He says, look, I got
Chewbacca.
I got this offer for this job, and I feel bad, but I need to take it. And
Yeah.
he was like, no, that's fine. What are they offering you? And so he tells him, and he's like, well, I can't get to that number for you, but I'll write you a letter of recommendation. And he said, and I'll see what he said. He goes in. He told him what had been offered, right? And the boss goes, ask for 2,000 more, because if they're budgeted for this,
Right.
they're budgeted for that.
Yeah.
And he was just giving him all this advice on how to get this job.
Right.
And on top of that, they said, well, we still need your help, so we'll pay you as a consultant, and you don't have to work much. We'll pay you X amount of dollars per month if you can just keep maintaining everything until we find a replacement, and if you are happy doing it, we'll just keep paying you. So now collectively, he and his wife are going to be making probably $20,000 more a year than I do. And I'm happy for him, but I'm sad for me because I want more money. So those are two pieces of really good news for my son, who he needed to. It was time for him to catch a fucking break.
You can be a real dirtbag. You can go in there and say, "Hey, I know this guy's about to start. I'll do it for $1,000
less."
I got way much more experience than that fucking asshole. I told him literally everything he knows.
That hurts my soul just thinking about it. I would never. Gage has just been due for a fucking break for a long time, and this year he got two big ones right in a row. So I'm really happy for him and his family, and I hope things continue to get better for them.
Yeah.
Then I have some sad news. Yesterday my cat passed away. He was 18, and a few months ago, like late July or early July, I can't remember. We think he had a stroke. And I took him to the vet because he was walking funny. Like his back end was trying to turn when his front end was trying to go straight, and he couldn't walk, So I took him to the vet thinking right then and there they were going to say, we got to put him down.
Right.
Well, they said, here's a bottle of these pills, this prednisone, steroids, basically. Give him half a tablet until they're gone, see what happens. Excuse me. We did that, and he did a lot better, and he was moving around. He's able to jump up on the couch and lay down, and everything was fine. And then last week he started walking funny again. So I called the doctor back, and I said, I think my cat's name is Verbal, and I named him after the character from The Usual Suspects, Verbal Kent.
Okay.
Because
he's on my wall.
He was a yelling cat. He was one of those cats that was like, at full grown, he only weighed about 3 pounds. He was a tiny dude, but he had the loudest meow I've ever heard. Scared the shit out of me a lot. I was like, but I called the doctor back. The doctor said, we'll re-up his prescription. We'll try again. So we had been giving him the meds, and he was doing better until I came in for lunch yesterday afternoon, and Tanya said, Verbal can't walk. His back legs just stopped working altogether. He could not stand. He could not walk. And at this point, I had to make the call.
Mm-hmm.
So I called the vet, and they said I could bring him in. And so we sat with him for about an hour. Of course, we all cried like babies because, I mean, he's been in our. This is the first time we haven't had a cat in the house in 27 years. And that whole 27 years, that was 2 indoor cats. The one I had before, he died about 6 years ago. His name was Pixel, and he was 21. And then Verbal was 18. And so, anyway, we sat with him, and then I put him in a little box and took him to the vet, and the vet let me go in with him. They're not letting anyone come in right now because of COVID. They're still like doing everything car side.
Right, yeah.
But in this particular case, they said, of course you can come in if you wear your mask. And so they had a nice little blanket laid out for him on his table, and they gave him a shot to make him fall asleep, not stop his heart, but to anesthetize him.
Yep.
And so I sat with him. Of course, I'm just snotting and crying everywhere. God, it was awful. And then he went to sleep, and then they said, okay, so they came back in. They said, do you need more time? I'm like, no. I saw this coming. I knew it was going to happen sooner or later. I've said goodbye, but I'm not going to be here when you give him the shot. And they said, no, we don't blame you. Most people will leave before that, because at this point, Verbal was out. He didn't know. And last thing he saw was me, and the last voice he heard was mine, and petting him and stuff. So I got to do that, and then I went out in my truck and cried for another 20 minutes, and then went to Walmart, like you do, you know. But we did go ahead and spring to have him cremated.
Yeah.
Our first cat that passed, we had him cremated. We went ahead, and it's kind of expensive, especially when you consider the weight of the cat. It should be cheaper. So him being like, you know, the weight of less than a bag of apples.
Yeah.
And River, who weighed several bags of apples.
Same price. But we went ahead and forked over the money for that. So I should be hearing from them to get his remains. And so we're going to put their remains next to each other on our shelf and all that stuff. But yeah, it was kind of a fucking weird couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
But he was a good boy, and I'm glad he's not suffering anymore, because he was just pushing through it, and I hated that for him. He needed to be given a rest.
Yep.
So
I'm sorry you had to go through that. We did
excuse
it.
me again.
We did it with Ein, and it sucked. Same situation, kind of, where it was just like, yeah, you know, go to the vet, you cry all the way to the vet.
Yeah.
Nikki got him like an ice cream cone, like went through like McDonald's
pup cup.
drive-through, and got him ice cream cone because he liked ice cream, of course, because he's not a monster. And
does he like nitrogen pellets
I don't
of
know.
ice cream?
We didn't let him try any of that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, sorry, we brought him to a competing ice cream establishment.
No, McDonald's isn't a competing ice cream establishment. Their shit never works, right?
I don't know. So yeah. And then we did that whole like sitting in there with him and talking to him and all that. Yeah, it sucks.
I dread. This is why I hate getting pets, especially my dog. She's young. She's 6. She's not, she'll have some life left in her still, obviously. But when Penny, when it's time for Penny to go, I am going to be a fucking wreck.
Yeah.
I was really upset about Verbal. Penny is a different thing altogether. She's my buddy, and I'm going to be I don't even want to think about that.
I feel that. That's like me and Berlioz. I'm not looking forward to that.
Having pets is bittersweet, and I mean the good outweighs the bad by far.
Sure,
and
absolutely.
And, I have far more wonderful, great memories of my cat than just the one of having to put him to sleep. I remember the day I brought him home, and I remember how he and Pixel hated each other, and all of those things. So I'm glad that he got to live his life with me, and we took care of him, and he wasn't just tossed aside, you know. So all things considered, it's okay. But man, I don't get that broken up very easily, and that one got me. And I don't know if maybe it was just time for me to just let out some pent up stuff, but I was not in a good place yesterday. And then my work was really cool about it. I called my supervisor and I was like, look, I know this is probably going to be bullshit to you, but my cat, I just realized I've got to go put my cat to sleep like in 30 minutes. I'm just not coming back today. And he was like, no, man, it's cool. Things happen. It's fine. Don't sweat it. We'll get by without you. Take care of what you need to do. And so I was really glad they didn't give me shit for that. And then so after I got home, I just sat and we watched TV and cried a little more. And,
that's
then
good.
I had to get rid of the fucking litter box, which made me cry again.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And then she went to pick up his food bowl and empty it and clean it, which made us cry again.
Yep.
And I told her,
isn't it weird? Because you feel like not only does it remind you that they're gone, but it's also like it. Like for me, it made me feel guilty because it feels like some kind of like betrayal.
Like you're already getting rid of me. You're already getting me out of your life. Now we felt the same way.
Yeah.
And I told her I said, it's like she of course was really Verbal was my cat. Because I got him when Tanya and I were still divorced. Before we got back together, I lived in a trailer and I worked for the casino. And a friend of mine had a litter of kittens and he said, you want a kitten? And I'm like, I've been living in this trailer by myself. Sure, I'll take one. There were only 4 kittens in the litter. And I think I may have mentioned this before on the show, but the kittens were named temporarily named after the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Right.
And Verbal was pestilence.
Yeah.
But I had him there, and I don't know really where I was going with that, but whenever Tanya and I got back together, she took to him, and when he was having problems with his head, she was feeding him like water from a syringe. Like she was all about taking care of that little dude, and she's just very nurturing like that. She's just got that instinct hardcore. Like I told you when Gage was sick last week, she was in there checking his temperature every hour on the hour, just, without fail. So she had grown just as close to Verbal as I ever had. And of course she was just as upset, and she was sweeping the floor and swept up a big bundle of his fur.
Yeah.
And was
keep a little up in case cloning gets a lot cheaper.
Right, there you go. Yeah. She teared up, of course, and we were standing by the back door having a smoke and just talking. And she goes, "It's funny how there's all these little holes now. The litter box being gone, where it's been for the last forever.
Yeah,
the food bowl, all these little holes that just sort of remind you of what happened, and it just takes you right back to the thought that we lost Verbal today, So it's just weird. It's not something obviously I've had to deal with a whole lot.
Right.
And when her cat died, when Pixel died, I was upset, but she was obviously much more so than I was. But this one really got me. And I honestly thought I don't want to say, not to say that it's weakness or anything. It's just, I thought I was made of sterner stuff in that regard, but it really got me, more than I thought.
I think it makes sense that it did,
Yeah.
I mean, based on everything that you just said, I mean, it totally makes sense.
But, again, he's not suffering anymore, and I know he had a good life, and I know he loved us, so that's that. That was my last 2 days.
What a 2 days.
What a 2 days indeed. What's been up with you, Tyler?
I had all my bosses at work today.
All your bosses? That sounds like
all my bosses are at work.
Sounds like a 90s sitcom. All my
Too many bosses.
What?
Which it actually went pretty well. It's just having everyone there is just stressful.
Sure.
So, but it actually, worked out pretty well.
Good.
No complaints. Just
good.
Just deep undersea levels of pressure at all angles.
Yeah.
But it went okay.
Yeah. Hey, I'm glad it went okay.
So yeah, that's about it for me.
We have a Ring Fit adventure in our house now.
Yes.
Last week, I saw that it was on sale on Amazon. And it was like, oh, that's a really good deal. So I sent Nikki a message. I was like, hey, have I got this? You think you and Henry would be interested as well? Because I'm probably not just going to buy it for me. She's like, yeah, that sounds like fun. So I ordered it, and that came in yesterday. So we haven't got a lot of time with it, but oh my God. Henry with that thing is, it's so good. Because, I mean, he was just like all about it. And then like he played it, and then like got to the end of the night and was like, oh shit, I forgot to play Minecraft. And I was like, oh, well, yeah. Now we get to learn about managing free time. So yeah.
I wish I had known you were looking.
Oh, do you have?
I do.
Oh.
I would have probably just given it to you.
Oh shit.
I
wasn't looking.
Gage
so to
had
be
it.
fair, I mean, it was just kind of
Yeah, it
like
just
I saw a
happened.
deal and it was like, oh, that's a pretty good deal on this.
I tried selling it and nobody was interested in buying it, and I've still got it, but Gage had it and he liked it, but he didn't stick with it.
Oh yeah, we're definitely not gonna. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
And then I tried
we're
it,
talking about.
and I didn't care for it. I was just like,
Oh, no?
no, it's not for me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do this. So yeah, I've got one. Is there a 2-player mode? Because you could have mine and do a 2-player Ring Fit.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you can compare how many calories you've burned. So if you
Yeah.
consider that like a 2-player mode. But honestly, like just watching him play it for like an hour last night was like totally worth I think it was like $40 or something.
Yeah.
So it's like, that was like, all right, that was worth it. Just because like he got like real into it, and like he's 7, so he's not like, he doesn't have like good form on anything. So it's all just like, and he's like going through growth spurts and all that. So I mean, it's all just like crazy Luigi legs and stuff like that when he's trying to do a bunch of this stuff. So that was totally worth it.
Well, the same thing applies to you, Tyler. If anyone in your house is interested in a Ring Fit, I'll bring it.
I don't even know what it is.
It's this plastic. Well, it's this ring. It's a big ring. It's about this, probably bigger around.
It's like a
I'd say it's
steering
about
wheel.
1.5 feet in diameter.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It looks like a steering wheel, and you put one of the Joy-Cons on it, and then you put the other Joy-Con on an ankle strap that comes with it around your ankle, and it's like a runner. A game like a runner where you fight like a boss at the end of the level, and you do it by, so like it'll say, okay, now squeeze, and you can push the ring in to squeeze it and hold it.
It's like
so
a
it
flexible
does your
thing.
pecs and stuff, or you can pull out on it so it puts stress on your arms, and then it has you running, and it detects you making all these movements on screen, and you earn like, I think you pick up like coins and
Yep, you pick up coins, and as you go, you like, so the way it works is like they have like an adventure mode. I guess that's like the big main thing, and you go from different worlds. And so like each world has levels in it, kind of like Super Mario World or something like that. You know, it's kind of set up like that. And you have to complete each level to get to the boss at the end. And then essentially that is a whole bunch of the things that you've learned, like a whole bunch of the little exercises and stuff they've had you do, are like kind of combined together.
and they'll have you like press it against your chest and like to get your stomach, your core.
Okay, I
and
mean,
stuff.
Kenna might be into that. So
Yeah.
She'd probably, yeah, she might like it.
I'll
I
bring
mean,
it next week.
Okay,
And you guys
sweet.
can, just take it. I don't need it. I'm not going to sell it to you. You can just have it.
I'll trade you something for it.
Okay. We'll talk.
It's a lot better than Wii Fit. I don't know if you guys ever.
I
fucked with
remember
that.
Oh,
Fit.
I did. I was on Wii Fit for like a year.
Yeah,
Like,
I did it
was
for a
really
few
into
months.
Wii Fit and DC that was how I started. Whenever I was at my biggest out post, right when I moved to DC, it was at my biggest.
Yeah.
So that was Wii Fit was how I eased into doing stuff.
And it's definitely not like Ring Fit is definitely not like real. It's not like going to the gym. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when I got done with it, it was kind of like that was good to do something because I haven't.
That's what it's designed for.
I haven't done anything in 2 years, but it doesn't feel like I just got done with like being at the gym for 30 minutes.
Does it do that thing like on a Wii Fit when you step on it to get your weight?
It doesn't tell you you're obese.
And it'll like, you're obese, and your Wii Fit gets a big ass belly. It's like, oh no.
No, it doesn't do that.
No, it doesn't. You don't stand on anything. You're just on the floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
no
just takes-
sad noise.
Right. It's not going to shame you.
No shame.
No fat shaming in this one.
Although I was expecting
No,
it.
this is a Japanese peripheral, so I guess I can see that where they would be like, well, yes.
Oh, yeah. They have no compunction about telling you,
No.
oh, you're fat.
Yeah. Well, like when you got to put that Joy-Con holster around, you're supposed to put it around your mid thigh.
Yeah.
And it's like, so when I did that, I was like, oh God, I hope it doesn't.
It's a knee guard.
I was like, I hope it doesn't like determine how fucking Girth Brooks my thighs are because it's going to say something.
No, this one's a lot
pretty
less.
nice.
Yeah, it's just telling you, it just gives you, it doesn't like measure your body fat or anything. It just tells you, it measures the exercises you're doing. And it detects your heart rate, I think, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of cool because like it uses the IR camera on the Joy-Con. Like you put your thumb over it and it picks up your pulse. So that's how it determines like how many calories and stuff you've burned. But there is an asterisk that's like, hey, this is probably this might not be right kind of deal.
Yeah, it's not accurate type of thing.
Yeah,
but
I mean, hey, it's pretty neat, and it looks. I think it honestly like comparing it to Wii Fit because like Wii Fit definitely felt more like you're doing exercises. It feels like they were trying to really, really hide that.
yeah, it feels more like a game.
Yeah, it definitely feels more like a game.
And I think it would be neat if that one were in VR. You know, if they had a VR version
That
of
would
that.
be really cool.
That would be super cool because the graphics and the visuals and stuff and the sounds.
Looks good. Reminds me of Breath of the Wild a little bit
it
as
looks
far as
really
like
good.
visually.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun.
Kind of that like low poly kind of style, cell shaded kind of look to it.
Good.
Yeah.
I want to see some
Looks
challenge
good.
runs. Can you beat Breath of the Wild using only a Ring Fit?
Man,
I watched, my new jam at work has been watching the dude who
grape.
Great. He
It's all about strawberry.
I'm a new man, Jerry.
He'll do Fallout and Skyrim runs of various like crazy challenges. Can you beat Fallout 3 with only the BB
With a
gun?
Casio keyboard. Oh, with a B.
I thought you were going to say like with a rotary phone.
There
or
was one.
something.
Can you beat Skyrim with a rock band guitar
Yeah.
or whatever? Like
I feel like those are pretty common, like the
Yeah.
guitar ones are. I mean, I'm not saying that a lot of people can do them,
Yeah.
but it's like when shit shows up in like blogs and stuff, it's
Yeah.
normally like it's like a Guitar Hero controller or something.
so. I've been watching him blaze through a lot of different weird runs that are pretty entertaining. So.
Cool. Who was that? I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
It is.
I was just curious.
And then he's pretty entertaining just vocally too. Let's see.
Peter North?
It's a totally different type of vocal entertainment.
That is true.
It's vocal cord entertainment.
You know, Sasha Grey, she's like transitioned into like streaming and like all that. So she's pretty smart. She's a pretty smart woman, I feel like.
Mitten Squad.
Mitten Squad?
Mitten Squad. Like, can you beat Fallout 4 while being completely crippled? Can you beat Fallout 4 only using ejected fusion cores? Can you beat
Back to Peter
New
North.
Vegas without attacking anything? Can you come so hard it knocks someone over? Peter North.
Yeah, that's what we need. We need fuck these video game challenges.
Some porn
We need
challenges.
or just some sex challenges.
Yeah.
Although I saw that guy who's on Pornhub who just does like the nice things.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
those are so funny.
He's been doing stuff on College Humor now with like the Actually and stuff on Dropout.
Mm-hmm.
God, Brendan Lee Mulligan is just like, I can never succeed as a DM because he has taken everything I've ever wanted to be as a dungeon master and personality.
What do you mean?
What is like? I remember sort of the theory I remember Jacob talking about it, that like, you know, once one kind of actor kind of hits it big, they fill that niche. So like, what's his name? Mark something that does all the NCISs or CS.
Mark Harmon.
Mark Harmon. Mark Harmon could only get so famous because Harrison Ford filled that niche before he did.
Oh, okay.
So Brandon Lee Mulligan is just like, he is that niche that if I ever were to like put on a magic ring and be everything I could be, I can't because he's already there.
Yeah.
But like all his shit on Dropout, so fucking good. So fucking good.
Outside of Ring Fit, been playing Final Fantasy V for a long time. Been taking a real slow ride on that train. I haven't been able to like play as much as I've wanted to, but I'm in like the final act of that game, and it's also kind of one of those where it's like, now that I know I'm kind of close to the end, I'm playing it a little less,
right,
kind of deal, because it's like, well, I mean, it's going to be over soon, so I'm just kind of take my time, even more so.
I get that. I do.
Maybe grind in the fucking castle basement for, I don't know, while I watch 18 episodes of Frasier.
That's a good way to spend a Saturday. I totally get that.
I haven't been able to do that a whole lot, but like around like because I've been playing this for a long ass time, but like around like Christmas break, I remember like going in and watching National Lampoon's Vacation. You'd think it'd be Christmas Vacation, but nah, just a regular one, the first one, and watched that whole passively watched that whole movie while it's just I don't know, leveling up jobs and Final Fantasy V, and it was really fun.
Yeah,
because I hadn't done it in a long time.
I listened to like a whole Wheel of Time book, Farming Inferno on Diablo 3.
Oh, wow.
So,
I remember when we played that shortly before starting this podcast. Yep. Yeah.
We watched like you and I side by side beat Diablo 3 while watching
Wonder Shows and
Family Guy.
Yeah, a bunch. God, we watched like full seasons of stuff. A lot of stuff. And what's crazy is like I remember like talking to you about like podcasts. Essentially.
What's that?
Right. Like after we played Diablo one time. I remember that distinctly. Yeah. It's Diablo 3.
I've heard of those. That trend will fail. It'll never pull through.
They're the new pogs. Yeah. And then I remember eating at Chong's on Jackson Street, talking about the name of the podcast and all that. And I remember eating at Los Amigos on Broadway, telling Josh and Nicole that we had 12 listeners now.
How many of them are Blake? 4.
How many of them are Micah? The rest. Yeah. So that's, I don't know.
That's our 10-year TADPOG challenge then and now.
Well, I feel like that's what we should have done on like when we turned 9 is like I should have said that stuff, but I wasn't thinking about it at the time.
It's always good. Although I did love somebody posted from the unofficial city of Paducah doing the 10-year challenge, washing the 10-year challenge, 2010 and 2020, exactly the same, open soon for 10 years.
Yeah, for those, I don't know if we've talked about washing.
I think we watched it
on this podcast before. Okay, yeah, the Chinese restaurant in town was almost positively like some kind of like money laundering thing. Allegedly, I don't know.
Well, at one
located
point,
across from the other Chinese restaurant in town, directly across.
Wildly successful, like, I mean, it's like Jimmy Pesto and Bob's Burgers. I mean, it was like one of those situations, except imagine like, instead of like a lovable cast of characters over across the street in Bob's Burgers, it was shrouded in mystery.
If it was actually Tony Soprano's waste disposal business across the street from Bob's Burgers.
Because you always go by there and be like, I don't know, are they open? There's like no indication.
I think they are.
That they were open. No cars in the parking lot. Not even like, you would expect to see like workers' cars or something. No.
Nothing.
Well, and there's all these urban legends surrounding
I
it.
ain't there.
that people
Did you?
people that one point the people that bought the building that had the restaurant lived in it. Like after it closed, they were like living there, and then they got thrown out of it because they weren't supposed to be living
Not
there.
supposed to live in a restaurant.
This weird shit. But before that, it was an Italian restaurant, like years and years and years.
Oh,
and years
man.
ago. Like when we were in high school. Me and Tony
A real
were in high
Italian
school.
restaurant like Olive Garden?
Like I want to
You
say
speak heresy. There was nothing before washing.
I want to say it was the original location of Pasta Vino.
I've never heard of Pasta Vino.
Okay. Well, it was a fairly well-known place here in town, but it closed as well. They had a very brief opening in that Jordan's Crossing shopping center that's behind the mall.
Oh, okay.
They
Yeah.
moved out there for a while and then they closed. I wanna
Jordan's
say
Crossing.
it
That was a TV show in the 90s, right?
It was probably some
gotta
Christian
be.
show.
It's gotta
Or it was either Pasta Vino or the Pasta House.
Oh, the Pasta House.
Pasta House Company.
That I'm familiar with.
Maybe that's where it was.
Haven't been.
Pasta
but-
Bob worked for me for about 2 years.
Yeah.
He retired.
Pasta Bob, right.
Pasta
yeah.
Bob. He retired and then got bored, and he's very Catholic, so he wanted to work for a Catholic organization. So he came to the hospital, worked, and gave us his recipe book for everything from the Pasta House.
That's
So we'd
wild.
have Pasta House days where
That's
he would
awesome.
cook all of the hits from the Pasta House, and we would fucking pack out
I'm
a damn
sure.
restaurant.
Yeah.
The biggest days we've ever had are
Pasta Rob,
Bob,
just the hits.
Yeah,
Pasta
pretty
Bob,
much.
Sorry. I got him mixed up with
He would
Broccoli
cook.
Rob.
He would come out and shake everybody's hands, talk to everybody, and it was always a big thing.
Awesome.
Miss Bob, he's a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Pasta Vino. I hadn't heard of it. But that's before my time. Because even when I was in high school, I remember that washing being there. Fellas, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that, but that was a while ago.
It's every time I pass that one massage place, it's you were Little Caesars.
Wait, what? What massage place?
Or maybe it's a chiropractor or whatever, right beside washing.
Oh.
That was Little Caesars.
Yeah.
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 And
There
now
was
it's a
little
chiropractor.
I don't remember the Little Caesars being
Yeah,
there.
that's where the first Little Caesars was. And then they went away.
Went away for 20 years and came back
then
down the
came
road.
back, and now they're down the road in that one
Yeah.
other shopping center. I'm asking Tanya what the name of the place was because she worked there.
Oh, yeah?
It was Pasta Vino.
Pasta
Okay.
Vino, nailed it.
She worked there. She was, I want to say she was 14 or 15, and she, back then we could work part-time jobs at that age. You didn't
Yeah.
have to be.
You can't anymore?
Well, I don't know if you can. I think there's not many places that'll hire young
Someone under
teenagers,
16.
but 16
Really?
now is the very baseline of.
Oh.
Chick-fil-A used to be known for hiring kids, but they could only work until 7 or 8 o'clock at night.
Right,
And they could
yeah.
only get so many hours per week
Yeah,
because of school
right.
and stuff.
That's how it was for me when I was 15 at the
Yeah.
Olive Garden, the only real Italian restaurant in
Yeah.
this town.
But she
Yeah, still, you're right.
she was waitressing there. I don't know if she's waitressing or hostessing or what, but she always tells the story about how one night she gets off work and she was trying to get out of there.
One day this place will be washing. Mark my words.
She and I'm probably getting this story wrong, although I've heard it 100 times. I'm probably getting this wrong. But
You want to call her?
She left. No, she won't.
This place is
She won't do that.
this place is filthy. I'm out of here. Well, you get out of here. Sunday, we're going to be washing. We should do that.
She left work and she was, I don't know if she was waiting on her friend to come pick her up and take her home or what, but a tour bus pulls up into the parking lot and goes in.
A tour bus.
A tour bus pulled into the parking lot and
Like
they
a
got
band
out.
tour
and
bus, or-
they went in.
Yeah.
While she was waiting, it was Journey.
Ozzy Osbourne.
It was
Journey?
Yeah.
That's wild, dude.
But she didn't get a chance to wait on him because she had already got off work.
Did she know it was Journey? Because even though
After-
the bus stopped, the wheels kept turning.
The wheel in the sky kept on
I couldn't
turning.
work in the sky. I tried.
I don't think she actually got to meet them, but I think she found out after the fact that Journey came in.
Is Steve Perry in there eating spaghetti?
Yeah, probably because that was them, and, it
And
was
the other guys?
Yeah, but I can't.
What are the
can't do
other
it.
guys eating? He gave him his meatballs here. I don't know.
His pasta cast-offs.
They're in the corner like dogs, and he's like throwing them meatballs like bones.
And they're over there going, yeah, we'll get you out of here eventually. We'll hire a little Japanese dude who sounds just like you, and we'll do anything we say.
It's pretty wild. He sounds
just exactly like him. I think I mentioned before that movie Rockstar with
Probably.
Mark Wahlberg, where he's in a cover band of Steel Dragon, and they hear him out in the audience like mimicking the singer perfectly, and they're like, they hire him to be in the band, and they kick out. It was just basically Judas Priest, because the lead singer of the band was gay, but he was super closeted because it wouldn't have been good for the image back then, and so they brought in Wahlberg to just replace him, and so that's what they did with the Japanese dude from Journey.
He does sound just like Steve Barry.
Exactly.
I mean, it's
creepy.
It's
how
wild.
much he sounds like it. But anyway, Tanya came this close to meeting Journey at Pasta Vino, which eventually became Washing, which is coming soon.
Coming soon, baby. Any day now. Any day now.
I've also been playing the Anacrusis. I don't know if you guys have heard of this one.
You mentioned it to me.
Yeah, it's like a 4-player co-op shooter. It's one of those. So I know a lot of people aren't into those, but in the vein of Left 4 Dead or Warhammer Vermintide or Back 4 Blood, it's kind of one of those, but it's like set on it's sci-fi, but instead of like futuristic sci-fi, it is like late 60s, early 70s sci-fi. So everything's got this like mod aesthetic to it, and like even like the aliens that you're fighting look like dudes in suits essentially, like and like, so it's very cheesy in that regard, but like, man, there are moments where it's like you're in this ship, and then like there was this moment where everything's all looks very mod, and it's like you're going down this corridor, and instead of it looking like, I guess I'm just so used to like gritty sci-fi now, you know, that's like kind of like the thing it is now. But it's like getting this vibe of like, holy shit, this is like, and this is not to say that Doctor Strange is sci-fi, but like this is like on the verge of psychedelic. And it's like you're going down this corridor, and it's like you're, instead of like it being structured like squares, it's just these giant colorful circles that you're going through and going down this corridor, and all of a sudden emptying out into this like immaculate outside garden that's with like these like white adobe walls and like the conical trees and shrubbery and all that, like perfectly manicured, and it's like, holy shit, like what the fuck just happened? And then like, so we're fighting aliens out there in this garden, and then my sister is like, hey, look up. And so like because I hadn't looked up because I've been shooting dudes. Yeah. And I look up, and you can see like panels that are like flickering. So
like it's a holodeck type of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's very, very neat. And then there's like this battle where it's like in that same garden where it's just this enormous field of like sci-fi flowers. And it's like you have to go through this field, and like they're popping out, and like so you can't see them and all that. So it's very, very, very neat.
For some reason, when you told me about the game, I pictured it being on like an abandoned cruise ship called the Anacrusis.
The Anacrusis?
You know, yeah. I don't know why.
Yeah, when you say the Anacrusis, which I assume is the name of the ship, I got to be honest with you, not
don't know where
not following the story at all. Shooting aliens,
just killing things,
taking in the scenery, and it's like it's also in early access, so it's one of those things where it's like, maybe they're going to add more story.
Maybe they'll flesh it out.
Hopefully
right now,
they don't.
We're just
hopefully it is just that, where it's like, hey, this is what it is.
Yeah.
I guess.
What's the new COVID variant?
Anacrusis. What's the new? Is there a new Passion of the Christ movie out? What's that called? The Anacrusis.
Daughter of Christ.
Yeah, it's Stephen King's
they
take
did that
on
already.
Passion.
It was called the Da Vinci Code.
Oh right.
Yep.
Yeah. Are those good?
Yeah, they're okay. I
Yeah.
liked them.
John
they were
Oliver.
really big at when they had their
I know they
day,
were
and they were a
huge.
huge thing. I read the books. as well, and they're good.
Okay.
John Oliver, like last week, just put out a bit about the Da Vinci Code.
Is that right?
Just like
Nice.
he was like, I know it's been 20 years, but fuck this movie, fuck this series. Spoilers for this 20-year-old fucking dumb movie. The secret is Apple. He just went on a huge rant about like they've got all these huge stars and all this worldwide intrigue, and the solution to the puzzle is Apple.
Oh
He
yeah,
was
that's
so-
lost
he
on
was
me. I don't
so
know what the
bad.
fuck you're talking about.
I get that. It's a bit of a slow burn, you know. There's that movie and the other one I can't remember the name of right now. That
Angels and Demons.
Angels and Demons, which the book Angels and Demons was like 100 times better than Da Vinci Code. I loved that fucking book. And I like that movie a lot, actually more. But they're a bit of a slow burn. They kind of, and then they get to the big reveal. It's almost like an M. Night Shyamalan film where there's the big twist. To
So
the
now
big
that I know that
reveal.
it's Apple, there's no point.
Nah,
Yeah.
you've got what you need.
Good. Good. I will not listen to it, the audiobook, while
'cause
playing
what-
Final Fantasy V.
Because what Tom Hanks is a world-renowned symbologist that they come in to solve this impossible puzzle, and the puzzle's like about Isaac Newton. And he's like, "What hit Isaac Newton?
It's like
An
Hangman.
apple."
A dash dash L E.
Oh, asshole!
Ample? Fuck.
You lose at Wordle.
Yeah, you play-
today.
oh God, you guys.
What is Wordle?
You don't know what Wordle is?
No, I just see on my Facebook Wordle
It's
and improper fraction
It is-
and a bunch of colors.
It's the nerdiest possible evolution of Squirtle.
all right.
And it's fucking fantastic. I love Wordle. I play it every day. It's Hangman essentially.
I haven't gotten into the habit of playing every day, but I did play 2 days in a row and got the word in 3 guesses. Each
3 is my
time.
record.
It's a 5-letter word.
That you're trying to guess.
It's just a web page. It's not like an app or anything. You go to a web page and they give you 6 chances
Yeah.
to guess a 5-letter word.
Right. So you put your letters in for the first word, and then if
Is there a clue like the topic? Like
No.
Hangman?
no, there's the clue is in the color of the letter. So it's like if I put in apple and the A lit up green, then I know that hey, A is the correct letter in that slot.
If it
So
lights
it's
up,
the first letter is A.
but if it lights up yellow, that letter is in the puzzle.
It's in the word.
but not in that
there.
position.
Right,
And then
it's
if it's
somewhere else.
gray, that letter is not there at all.
Yeah.
So
It's-
you get 6 chances to do it, and it tracks your progress over time.
It's so simple, but and I like that. But what I love about it is what you were talking about, where you see all the emojis, because that's really, really like a very clever way of using emojis. Because once you're finished with the puzzle, you can hit share, and it generates that text based on your results. So what you're seeing someone's guess pattern where it's like, oh, okay, I can see in their first word they got this letter correct in the
They
right
guess
spot.
penis 5 times in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I haven't gotten, like I said, like super into it, but it's a neat idea.
I play it every day, and I wouldn't even say that I'm super into it because it's
yeah.
just kind of like I got like 10 minutes to kill.
Sure.
I can do a Wordle.
You get everyone gets the same word every day.
Yeah, it's one
And
per day
it's
too.
One
That's the
word
other-
per day.
Yeah,
Oh,
that is a
okay.
big part. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, it's the same word.
And
for
it'll tell
everybody.
you like how many hours at midnight. It regenerates at midnight. But it is the same
So
puzzle
it's
for
like a
everyone.
UO fruit basket. Gotcha.
Yes, exactly.
Yep. Except you don't have to
You don't
wake
have
up
to
super early.
wake up
They don't give
early
away
or
one per
Arm
day.
yourself.
If somebody already claimed the Wordle, fuck.
Damn it.
Everyone gets one.
You want to try to get black
every
sandals?
day. Yeah. Everyone gets one every day. But yeah, I had heard about it, and then Gage told me about it and sent me the link the other day. So I did it a couple of times. I think I've lost I don't know if I still got the cookie for it though. So I probably lost my progress.
Oh, yeah.
You don't log in, you don't have an account, you just do the puzzle, and it remembers your progress through the cookie
Right.
that it saves on your device.
That's how softcore it is.
Yeah. If
And I like that.
if you clear your cookies, you start over.
But
not that it matters.
It doesn't matter. All it does is just track your success rate.
Well, I don't have to delete porn anymore, so I got plenty of cookies. It's fine.
You might want to clear them out every now and then.
Yeah, it's not just porn cookies that build up; it's all of them.
I have a rule that's essentially like when the thing pops up that says, "Do you accept cookies?" I'm like, "I'm off your site."
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's getting so much more common.
Mm-hmm.
Like sites I've got to go to,
Right.
And I'm like, well, fuck, I guess I do because I need the thing that I'm doing on this website.
Yeah. No, I hate it when there are definitely times where I have to do it too, but I hate it, especially when it doesn't give you the option to opt out of
It's
certain
either
cookies.
accept or leave.
Right.
Yeah.
But like the worst is when it's like some kind of like gaming news website or something where it's like, I can get this information somewhere else. Goodbye.
I can get this on Reddit.
Good Lord. Fuck you.
Like right now.
But yeah, if it's something where it's like, yeah, gotta have it. It does suck.
I was just going back to the Anacrusis.
Yeah.
Got me thinking, that would be a fun game.
Jesus would have a hot daughter.
Have you seen White Jesus and his long, beautiful hair? If he had a daughter, she'd be super hot.
The irony is, if he had a daughter, she would be Middle Eastern.
No, I was thinking about the Ghost Ship thing that got me. Man, that'd be a good game. Have you seen the movie Ghost Ship?
No. Is this a sci-fi movie?
It's a horror film.
Whoa.
Oh.
No, I haven't. No, I'm intrigued
This
though.
group of this teen. It's from the
Is it like Apollo
early
18?
2000s. So it's a little bit campy, a little bit
Okay.
overdone at some points, but it's a good movie. These salvagers,
What movie was it called again?
Ghost Ship. These salvagers.
I'm not asking questions later. I'm just writing it down for show notes.
Yeah.
Sure. They they'll go out and recover. They'll go out and recover like derelict boats and stuff and tow them in for the metal. And
Is it set in the early 2000s as well, or is it? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So it's Earth. It's real life.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
That setting. Okay.
and so they do a big haul and they bring back this big old ship that had been floating derelict out in the ocean. Of course, it's worth $1 million because all the metal and all the thing, they can claim it because in international waters, if you find it, it's yours. And so anyway, they're sitting around talking about when they're going to do their next job. And this guy comes up and says, "Hey, I got a buddy who flies a radar plane,
ghost
and
plane.
saw this
From the movie Ghost Plane. You might be familiar with it. I bought it from the Japanese guy who replaced Steve Perry. Say he didn't need it anymore. He had a sweet bus.
He said they get pasta sometimes."
Yeah.
He says he spotted this big ship out in the middle of the ocean where there shouldn't be one. There's outside all the shipping lanes and
It's
everything.
on land.
And
There shouldn't be. So
they're
in the
like-
air.
This isn't Final Fantasy.
but it's this. They know, they can tell by the radar picture that it's huge. It's a huge vessel.
Okay.
And they think, well, God, if we can get this, it's going to be worth a couple $1 million. And
That's not including the ghosts.
we could,
They're worth
exactly.
even more.
So they agree to do it, and they go out to the boat, and it turns out to be this cruise liner that was thought to have sunk back in the 40s or 50s or something. I can't remember when. Maybe this.
I'm intrigued, so don't go too deep into this.
I
all
won't.
right?
I
Okay,
won't.
okay.
There's not much.
Just a
more.
tip,
Just a
baby.
tip. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Just a
then,
ghost tip.
Then they find it, and things happen.
Hijinks ensue.
Yeah.
It's.
all right.
I actually still will watch that one on a fairly regular basis. So
Really?
that's a good one to fill an hour and a half of just.
Is this on Shudder?
I don't know where it's at right
Okay.
now. It could be
Ghost Ship.
It was a major theatrical movie type of deal, so it's should be out there somewhere.
I'm going to go to Just Watch right now because this is good podcasting. I want to know. Because if I don't do it, I'll forget about it.
Yeah, I recommend it to anyone that likes horror movies. That's a good one. That's a good one to have in your repertoire.
Is it the sequel to Ghost?
No, thank goodness, because if it were, I wouldn't have watched it.
It is on Tubi with ads, apparently. I'm actually going to have to rent this bad boy, it looks like.
Yeah, give it a watch. I think you'll like it.
All right. Ghost Ship.
Ghost.
Not the sequel to Ghost or Ghost Plane.
I think Ghost Plane was a sequel to Snakes on a Plane.
I haven't seen Snakes on a Plane.
Really?
I've only seen like clips
Yeah.
and then like
That's really all you need.
see, that's what everyone tells me. That's what when I say that, everyone says it's really all you need.
Yep.
And then like I've heard like the clips of like the TV edit where it's like, get these monkey fighting snakes
Yeah,
off this
these
Monday,
monkey
Friday plane.
That's
So-
one. There's some movies they need to just not ever put on regular TV.
Dude, no, we need more of that.
Well, okay, I get it.
I would pay money. Like I would pay money for a copy of the Mallrats TV version because to hear Kevin Smith talk about it is like, holy shit. I didn't even know they put it on like television. And so, yeah, I want to hear all of those fucking like.
Remember the State had a really good skit about that.
Oh, I love the
Remember-
State. I
yeah.
don't remember
Man.
that sketch, but man, I love the State.
The State, like I had never heard of it until James from seminary told me because he was all about the State.
State. It was a little bit before your time. I feel like, yeah, and a lot of that crew from the State spun off and like to Reno 911
Yeah.
and
Yep.
Kid
Yeah.
Marino. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
yep.
Well, you guys want to talk about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hockey games?
Is that
Sure.
including the one that we've already done an episode on or not?
Yeah, it is including. So you're right, 5 hockey games.
So you NHL 94 fans out there, you lucky fucking ducks.
yeah.
Not only did you hear us talk about Ghost Ship, you get a bonus dose of NHL 94.
I didn't realize you had already done NHL 94.
Yeah, it was
Early on.
Yeah, it was on IGN's list.
Okay.
Yeah. And I guess we can get into all of that
Sure.
here in a minute. You guys want to take a break?
Take a break.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
You take a Wordle.
We're back
All right.
with some hard hitting hockey facts for all you hockey fans out there.
Yeah. Man.
All you Zambonis.
St. Louis Blues reference.
Yeah. Insert St.
Yeah.
Louis Blues reference here.
Yeah.
You know, I thought about you. You remember that great story I told about going to Kohl's and seeing all those 80s colors
Yeah.
on those sweatshirts and all that? I thought about you because while I was there on the clearance rack, I saw a St. Louis Blues jersey.
Oh,
And I
damn,
mentioned to
dog.
Nikki, I said, hey, how much is this? It'd be fun to get it for Tyler. And then I was like, not that fun.
I love him, but not that much.
Jerseys ain't cheap
yeah.
even when they're on
Jerseys are-
sale.
Yeah.
I've only ever owned one, and it was because I bought it in a yard sale for much cheaper than I could have bought it.
Yeah.
Because I bought, and I don't even like the Red Wings, but I had a giant ass Red Wings jersey.
Man, yes.
And somebody stole it out of my house. And I was like, I want another one of those. Go online. Nope. Nope. I'll never have another one of those unless I happen to see one at a yard sale.
Yeah.
I have one football jersey. It's Pittsburgh Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger jersey, but I got it,
Raplesberger.
yeah, like well before then.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So would you say the value of that
He
jersey has
retires-
gone up
I don't know.
or way down.
or down?
Well,
Because I mean,
he just played his last game this past weekend.
isn't it? Let's think about that sentence for a moment. Isn't that weird? He just played his last game. I don't know. Just weird. Seems weird to me.
It is a little weird. He's been on that. He's been
Seems
on that.
weird.
Team
According to his body or justice.
he was on the Steelers for like 18 years,
yeah,
but
that's a long time
yeah,
to
but
be
he's-
playing.
I don't know if he's retiring or, but I
football.
know he's not playing for Pittsburgh anymore.
Yeah.
he'll probably retire.
The interim director at work was from Pittsburgh, and you know you always had to have a covering when you're on the kitchen. So he brought his Steelers hat he would wear, and whenever he left and I got the job, he left it for me. So that's still what I wear in the kitchen. So if I walk out into the cafe area with it on, everybody's like, "Oh man, you a Steelers fan?" I like the color yellow. That's about it.
Yeah.
So then, of course, another worker, she bought me a Browns hat. She's like, you can't just have a Steelers hat. Here's a Browns hat. I was like, okay, I don't care either way. There are hats that'll be right here.
Well, that's nice, man. I don't get free hats at work.
No.
I got mugs and hats for days, dog.
Damn, son, you're 2 hats ahead of me. Yeah, man. You bring up the Red Wings. There is, God, I don't know if it's in my closet still or not because I stopped wearing it. I know I've told this on the show probably a long time ago, hopefully. But one thing I used to like to do when eBay was new was go on there and buy shirts for $1. Like it was like almost like a dollar shirt challenge kind of deal where it was like go on eBay, search for shirt, filter by $1 and see what's there. And I got some shirts that I really liked. You get a bunch of, or I tried playing this game a couple of years ago, and the results were not good.
Right.
But back in the day, you could get like weird, like local camp shirts and like stuff like that.
Yeah,
and it's like, all right, this is neat. And
that was when they were still selling stuff that they found in their garage, and
right.
Yeah, it hadn't turned into a marketplace,
right?
As much as it was an online yard sale.
Because I'm not saying that stuff isn't findable anymore, but like it definitely takes more work. Because like a couple of years ago when I tried it, what I ran into a whole bunch was just, I guess, people reselling like packs of colored Hanes t-shirts and stuff. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, I guess for like, if you're doing screen printing or something,
right.
But I mean, it was all that kind of stuff. And it's like, I mean, I guess that's great if you're screen printing shit, but right. I just want cheesy fucking local shirts that are $1, you know? So one of those shirts was a Red Wing shirt, and I fucking loved that Red Wing shirt. Like, I don't know anything about hockey that I haven't learned outside of video games and Kevin Smith movies.
Right.
But I fucking love the Red Wings logo. I think that is fantastic. I love it. I love it. I don't know if it's changed recently. Hopefully it hasn't.
Probably not.
Because in my mind, like it's just, you know, whatever it was, I guess, in the 80s.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, okay, that's good. I'm all about it. So anyway, that's a long way of saying I owned a shirt once.
That's your hockey experience right there.
That's the hockey experience.
Which you also can get from NHLPA Hockey 93.
That is true. I have some, I guess I have some facts about it.
Sure.
If we want to start with that.
I know the
maybe
one fact you said in our chat on Discord. I found that one too.
Okay, well, if I forget it, please.
I will remember.
Because I don't even remember what I said.
It's in my notes.
This is a game. This is an ice hockey game. I don't know if you guys got that or not from the title.
And the cover art.
And the cover art.
I have some things to say about the cover art.
All right, good. It was developed by Park Place Productions, published by
Monopoly fame.
I was going to say,
right.
as opposed to Broadway International
Boardwalk,
or Boardwalk International.
Or
4 railroads.
B&O, Railroad,
Mediterranean.
Games.
What's the purple ones? Baltic
Go.
and Mediterranean?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's
Jail.
pause. Let's see if we can name all of the spots on the Monopoly board. Purple is first. Is Baltic first or Mediterranean? This is off to a rough start.
I thought it was the baby blue ones were first.
I'm pretty sure the purple ones are first,
Okay.
then the baby blue ones. Because I think you got the purple ones.
God, now
There's
I'm
like a
drawing.
community chest or something in there.
Yeah,
I hate Monopoly, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on a lot of those names. I know
Yeah.
there's Baltic.
St. Charles.
St. Charles
That's
Place.
a baby blue. St. Charles Place, right?
Yeah, I think so.
St. Buddy's Place.
Mm-hmm.
I can't name any of the other blue ones.
Mortimer's Alley.
Gotta love a Mortimer's Alley.
Lucius's Suite.
All right.
We got Kenna Animal Crossing Monopoly.
And she's
for
like, "This is an anime Monopoly. What the fuck?"
I told you I wanted
specifically
anime.
said, "Get me anime Monopoly."
You're wrong.
Get this Tom Nook shit out of my face.
Fuck this capitalism bullshit, father.
I need I need Japanese cartoons, and now Animal Crossing isn't that far off from anime.
It's really not.
I mean,
But she's like, hey, you want to play Monopoly? Oh, you know who loves that? Your mom. Why don't you take that back to your mom's house? I fucking hate Monopoly so much.
why do you hate Monopoly? I feel like we've talked about this before, but refresh me.
I just think it's boring.
Monopolistic.
Boring, and then usually if one person kind of starts to get ahead, it kind of turns into just a chase. And if you're not that one person out of how many you're playing, then it's not fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It does take a... Monopoly is definitely one of those games that suffers from, oh shit, I've already lost.
Yeah, there's no mathematical way for me to catch up.
Now I just got to sit here
And
while
wait
everyone
for
else tries to win.
hours. Yep.
Now I got to sit here and be poor like I am in real life.
But
This
it's not
isn't
really
fun at all.
It's not really that long of a game, though, if you're playing it the right way and you're like auctioning off properties.
Yeah.
If you're doing it that way, you can finish a game like, I'm not going to say quick, but it ain't the fucking like 6-hour ordeal it was when I was a child.
God.
And we were just like, what are the rules of Monopoly? I don't know. I'm not going to read them. Let's just fucking
Build houses.
You're right. Yeah.
Draw cards and build houses.
Yeah, it actually does sound kind of fun. I remember the first time I played Monopoly, going over to a kid's house in elementary school. And it's like, it's weird to think of a time where I didn't know what Monopoly was.
Yeah.
Because now it's like they have Monopoly in every flavor.
Oh my
They
God.
have it in the Animal Crossing flavor. That's
Surprised
wild
they
to me.
don't have it in like the last Avatar, the Last Airbender, and Full Metal Alchemist Monopoly, you know?
The Avatar they
Let's
might
see.
have.
I could see Avatar being
Full Metal Alchemist,
not
I
so
don't know.
much. Not so much.
It may be, but probably not.
But you know, you could see it with Avatar. You could have the rail line being the flying like bisons.
Oh,
They
is that a
have-
real thing?
Yep,
That's on Amazon.
They do. They have it.
What about
Okay.
Full Metal?
Here's a Naruto Monopoly.
Oh shit!
Mm-hmm. They have a Legend of Korra Monopoly.
Probably.
I mean,
man.
if they've
they
got
have Avatar,
they
right?
gotta have that. Yeah, gotta make everyone happy.
Monopoly. That's wild. That is wild to me that Monopoly became that. You know what I mean? Like,
no Full Metal.
Not surprised there.
Yep.
well,
There are Full Metal board games, but not Monopoly.
there's a market we need to fill, boys.
There you go.
Can't copyright a game, as far as I know.
Here's a homebrew Full Metal Alchemist Monopoly set.
There we go. Is that on
So
Etsy?
I guess it exists, just not.
Not in the official Parker Brothers format.
Is there a hockey Monopoly? Has to be.
Hockopoly.
Has to be Hockopoly. Hockopolis. This game was published by... that was a great segue, wasn't it?
Park Place. Yeah.
Just a hard... All right, that's done. Published by Electronic Arts Sports Network. It was released in late 1992 for the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo. Came out on the Genesis first, which totally makes sense because the first game in this series was a Genesis exclusive, wasn't on the Super Nintendo. So this is like the first taste of this first crumb of EA's hockey that SNES got.
I am a Nintendo, particularly a Super Nintendo fanboy, clearly, because of what we're doing. So, like, I am always going to defend the Super Nintendo and everything on it because I fucking love it. That's my childhood. That's my favorite. That's my heart. But I was
Street Hockey 95 is deplorable.
I was a huge fan of NHL 94 on the Genesis. I loved that game. I love the shit. That's the only sports game I can say that I've ever loved and played the shit out of. And this series is dog shit on the SNES compared to the Genesis. Hands down, all the way around, it fucking sucks shit in comparison.
Really?
Yes. No, I mean, you played the two versions side by side, and it's just like, what the fuck how could it not fucking compare?
Yeah.
It did not.
Well, you can tell that they definitely were developing for the Genesis and that the Super Nintendo was an afterthought. And you can see that really even. I was thinking about that in the control scheme because the Genesis is typically 3 buttons. If you're designing a game for the Genesis, you're really dealing with 3 buttons. I know the 6-button controllers exist, and you should definitely pick one of those up if you're playing Genesis games. But when they're designing it, they're designing for the lowest common denominator. So it's like you can see that in the Super Nintendo version, because it's like when I was playing it, I was like, I got so many buttons, but really there's just these 3 that I use.
Yep.
Can't just want to be a fight button?
Right. Can't L and R like shuffle through players? Can I select players that way? No, I got to use one of the face buttons.
What the big thing being that the Genesis had a faster processor, and hockey is such a fast-paced game that the Genesis just kept up with it a lot fucking better, and that's why it feels sort of choppy and sluggish on the SNES, particularly starting off with NHL PA 93.
Yeah.
Because it feels, my wheelhouse being NHL 94 on the Genesis, playing this in the Super Nintendo is just like,
yeah, really.
Whoa, man.
Well, see,
dip it in molasses, and that's what you got.
I didn't play it on the Genesis. I intended to kind of like do a side by side, because I typically like to do that when I can. But we recorded 3 days ago, so it's like we had like 3 days to prepare this. So it was like I wasn't able to do it. I just played on the Super Nintendo, and to me, not doing the side by side, honestly, it felt okay to me.
It's an okay, yeah. I'm just saying in comparison,
sure,
but on its own merits, the Super Nintendo version, it's still the best hockey series hands down on the Super Nintendo.
I played a little bit of all of the ones that we're kind of eliminating with this episode.
Good. I did not.
From 93 up to 98, I think.
Yeah.
I think that was the last one.
I think 97 might be the last one.
98.
98 is. Wow, 98 made it on there.
Okay.
So what are we dealing with? It's just 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98?
And it's the same essential game every time, just with maybe a little bit better or
one
sometimes
or 2 more modes and an updated roster.
Or sometimes worse graphics even. I did find myself liking NHL 94 the best out of all of them. I felt like it was the most sort of, it wasn't overdone. It was polished.
Yep.
And I felt like it looked better and it was easier for me to play. But then after that, the little things that they did were just fluff. It didn't matter.
Yeah,
It
94 and 96 are considered the best ones.
94 was on IGN's top 100 list of Super Nintendo games. And I know that I watched a video that went through the history of the EA NHL games, and talked about 94 being one of those games that gets updated rosters through ROM hacks. Which I think is really neat. I like there's a community that has built around NHL 94, and I think that's stuff like that. While I'm not, it's not my bag, but it's something that I can look at and be like, wow, that's really fucking cool. That enough people like this game that they're willing to ROM hack it to keep it updated.
You can respect the dedication.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. But I agree. Playing 93 versus 94. I like 94 better, but I don't like that they took the fighting out of 93, because there's fighting in 93 and there's no fighting in 94. And that was because NHL and the NHL Players Association didn't like the amount of fighting in NHL PA 93. So they told EA, hey, if you want these licenses, take the fighting out.
Why don't you fight less, and then we'll put it in our game less. We do an accurate depiction of the level of fighting. Thank you.
I can't speak to that, but I imagine they probably do, right?
Yeah.
Fights happen in hockey, right?
Yeah.
All the time.
And they don't stop it. They just let it play out.
Let them fight.
Because I know, I think the stat on it was that in NHL PA 93, there can be up to 5 fights in a game. There was, at least in the Genesis version, blood.
Not sweat or alien blood.
Right. Yeah. And the fact that fighting was in the game. They were like, yeah, if you want these licenses, then you need to get rid of that.
But we're EA. It's in the game.
It's in the game.
Which they started
If
doing.
it's in the game, it's in the game.
Right.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
They started doing that in the 94 version was when it popped up at the beginning and said EA Sports.
It's in the
And
game.
then that was in every one of them after that.
Well, even like NHL PA, the versions from Super Nintendo Genesis, the Genesis had saves. So you could save your progress like through a season and your lines and stuff like that, as opposed to password system for the SNES.
Yeah.
So which is that's a pretty big deal for me at least.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
That's lesser for sure. I mean, comparing those side by side.
Because what you just have exhibition and playoff mode in NHLPA. I mean, because it's bare bones. This is them just getting just the skeleton together of what is going to be the biggest hockey series ever.
Sure.
So I can understand where they're still figuring it out. They're still working there, so it's going to be bare bones. But the idea, the best perspective of any hockey game on the 16-bit era is now.
Yeah.
Because where you see all the other, like, what Hit the Ice has the NBA Jam perspective.
Right.
You know, and then there's where they still try to do the weird 3D perspective and rotating around the Predators, which doesn't work. Like
Right.
Or where, nothing works as well as this top-down vertical perspective.
Yeah. And it's, what's interesting to me is I was thinking about today, I was thinking like, what is it like to design a sports game? Because it's a completely different beast than like the stuff that we regularly have been talking about, like platformers and stuff, where it's like there is no level design in a sports game.
Right. It's an arena that is predetermined, whether it be based on a city's actual stadium or arena.
It's going to be regulation.
It's going to be a
whatever it is.
regulation size on the thing.
It's all about just like deciding what kind of experience you want and then building the mechanics around that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's like one of the things that like they did brilliantly with this series was like they didn't try to do anything cheeky, I guess. You know what I mean? It wasn't like Hit the Ice or anything. It was.
It's serious. It is simulation.
It is, but like manageable simulation, because it's like if they really wanted to be hardcore about it. I know we're not to this part in the show yet, but one of my like list 3 good things about this game would be when I was playing this game, I always knew where the puck was. I always knew who had the puck,
which is highlighted by a star around the base of the feet of the player, which was really good.
Right.
Really, really good.
And the camera, the focal point of the camera is always the puck. So it's like the puck is always like in the middle of the screen.
Center, yeah.
And that's how it should be. The camera follows the puck and the game just indicates, hey, this is who you're controlling right now. This is who has the puck.
And
if
you're off screen, it's got an arrow pointing down or up saying you need to either switch players or get up here.
Right.
You know, if you got stuck as goalie or whatever and you forgot to switch or whatever.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. So I think that's really cool. And I think you could tell that like that they got it, that it's like, hey, what we need to do is perfect the mechanics of this and not really and the people will come, as opposed to like, let's do something that's a little more
flashy, a little outside the box.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Game Informer ranked this in 2001 as the 20th best video game ever made.
Yeah.
Ever.
So it
not the best hockey game,
No,
the 20th best video game ever made.
That's what we call editor bias.
Someone got a nice bonus in their stocking that year.
An argument could be made that it is like the start of that whole franchise, which it isn't. But on the Super Nintendo it is.
Yeah.
But man, when I say that, even though it's like, yeah, but what about like Madden NFL? Like that's gotta be like a bit like more iconic, like a bigger touchstone than NHL hockey, I would think.
Like I'm not gonna Mother started it all, but I'm not gonna say it's better than Earthbound.
Sure.
Like, come on. But like, okay, the art of this episode, the game show, the art of this game of NHL PA 93.
Yeah, and I love that this is a segment.
Yeah.
Because it really justifies me just using the box art as the show art.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, go to tadpog.com.
There you go.
There it is. It's going to be the show art.
Or youtube.com. Put in TADPOG. It's same there.
That's right.
At first glance, I didn't really think much of it, but then I started looking deeper and found this to be very interesting. This is one of those
Magic Eye.
It's one of those. It's one of those few things. One of those few games where the box art is essentially just a photograph that someone took of a moment during a hockey game.
Yeah.
Like an actual hockey game.
And it'd be like a Sports Illustrated style photo.
Exactly. And so I was looking here. Let me get my phone.
Big letters and red, white, and blue all around it.
This is not Canadian. We just want to let you know.
Yeah.
You're definitely
This is American hockey.
It's fine. You can buy this.
So there's the obvious selling point of having the real players in the game. They had little boxes down the side, little small photos of some of the big hockey stars at the time that are
Brett
in this
Hull.
game. Talking about
He had a hockey game we played.
you're getting an accurate experience here because we've got the real names and the real stats and all this stuff. So that was obvious. They blocked out the logos for the teams on the box. It was the
Right.
It's just the cities.
It's the Rangers and the Flyers is who's actually playing on the box. The New York Rangers and the Philadelphia Flyers. But they blocked out their team logos, and their team logos are not in the game.
Right.
It's just Pittsburgh and Philadelphia
Right.
and New York. I think in later, because there's no NHL endorsement on this game.
Just the Players Association.
But starting in '94, it was NHL
Right.
and the Players Association,
Right.
and they had the actual logos and
because
the
they
actual
took
teams.
the fighting out.
Because they took the fighting out. Okay, so I was looking. You can see a little bit of the audience
Oh.
behind the watching the game in the photograph.
Are the two girls holding the sign that says, "We sucked your dick in high school, Tyler"? Are they in that photo?
Nope.
I like that.
No.
And he's just like looking down as he skates by him.
No, but there's a guy that's standing there. It's like pretty much right behind the goal. Who looks like he'd rather be anywhere fucking else.
I was hoping you were going to say this is like a Disney animation thing where it's like, and his dick is out.
He looks.
You can see a shadow of a dude getting his dick sucked on the cover of the game.
You can see the outline of something from the Little Mermaid cover on his pants.
There's a guy hanging himself and jerking off in the shadows.
That's a heron.
I think he may be like someone that works there, like an usher or something.
Sure.
But there's also
Usher was there?
Yeah.
Ursher?
Ursher's there.
What you can see of the audience, there's one woman in the audience who looks like excited to be there. Everyone else is just sort of sitting nicely, minding their own
It's a nice,
business.
polite Canadian hockey game.
You can tell that she's clearly a Philly fan.
Before the Fanatic.
But right behind the action, it's taking place at the goal. Someone's obviously trying to, muscle the puck into the net, and there's a whole thing going on. But right behind them, there is a logo for a product. That's partially blocked out, and I figured out what it was.
Oh, it was a mystery.
I mean, you can kind of tell by looking.
Were you all like, enhance?
I did.
Enhance. I haven't seen it. I've seen the box art, but I don't know this half logo you're talking about. I'm going to take a guess. It was probably 7-Up.
Nope.
Damn.
Alka-Seltzer Plus. I think that says plus. And then my, early 90s, late 80s, how all the commercials and logos still stick in my head. I said, wait a minute. And I got to looking, and I brought up.
I have the power.
I brought up 1993 Alka-Seltzer Plus logo, and sure enough, it fit. It was the same, what I could see of it matched up with the Alka-Seltzer Plus logo.
Dude,
so
it's fucked up that I like.
You're welcome for the bump, Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah. we're open to an Alka-Seltzer sponsorship.
Yep.
Are they still around?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I remember, it's weird when you saying that, Alka-Seltzer Plus, and talking about like the late 80s, early 90s, like that, it opened a fucking memory door in my mind of those fucking commercials where it was like this couple and like he would put the Alka-Seltzer tablets in the glass of water. And I feel like they were fighting. They were like, I don't know. I feel like they were like the Lockhorns of pills you dip into water.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, maybe I'm misremembering it. Who
Well,
knows?
I did find one commercial for Alka-Seltzer Plus from back then.
Yeah?
It showed like these construction workers out in the cold and these dock workers in the rain and all this stuff. And the guy that starts talking first, he's like wearing a hard hat and a big old, warm jean jacket like what you've got on, Dave. And he's like, it works hard on tough cold so I can get out and work or whatever. The guy looked deadpan like Christian Bale. I thought it was Christian Bale. I had to look and I'm like, wait a minute. No. There's no way this is
He's
Christian
a time
Bale
traveler.
because this is 1993. There's no way this is him. But I swear
But you saw the weight he lost in The Machinist. He could probably do that.
This is true.
That's probably him.
God, I thought it
I brought
was.
the ad agency and looked, and his name is Christian Snail. That's the damnedest thing.
He's like Christian Bale. He's just really fucking slow, man. When he swears out somebody on set, it's like fucking at 50% speed.
It takes so much longer to get through it. But anyway, that was the Alka-Seltzer Plus logo.
Nice. This segment brought to you by Alka-Seltzer Plus. I love it. Man, I would have bet
all I got from
everything
the
on
box
7 Up. Fuck.
That's what I got from the box art.
Well, what were your impressions of it when you saw it? What did you expect?
I expect exactly what I got. I mean,
A mediocre hockey experience?
yeah, I didn't expect much given the year and given the fact that this was sort of the first in the series. But I feel like it's hard to do that particular question on a sports game.
On a sports game, it is.
Because kind of what you're getting into.
Yeah.
There's no mystery there. So I feel like what I expected was this is at least going to be a good effort at giving true hockey fans an experience they weren't having before, which is real players, real stats, real, all the, as close as we can get to it being something good, as opposed to this is just this is pro hockey and we made up teams and we made up names and that's it was obvious to me that's who was being catered to, and I think they did fine. I didn't hate the game. I thought it was okay.
Yep.
It had its.
We've played much shittier hockey games.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean,
could
honestly,
play it.
like, I thought it was pretty good.
I scored a few goals. You
did better than I did.
It's hard, but I learned what icing is.
I did
I did
too.
that a lot.
Yeah, it's if the puck crosses 3 damn lines.
If you're behind your line and you hit the puck and it crosses past the third line, they call that icing, and you have to do a face-off at the point at which it was called. And I've read why that is a thing. Because I have a note about this too. Icing, it is the center line that divides the rink. The center red line divides the rink into 2 halves. If any player shoots the puck from anywhere on his side of the center red line, down past the goal line of the opposing side, it's called icing. Icing is then called. This results in an automatic stoppage with a face-off in the zone of the team that iced the puck. This was instituted in 1937 because this technique was used as a strategy to run out the clock towards the end of the game. So in other words, if we're up by 1 and they're down here and I get hold of the puck, I can just shoot that fucker all the way down to the end of the other end of the ring.
Make them chase it.
Make them chase it and run off valuable time. And so they said they stopped doing it, or they stopped allowing it because it got boring.
Yep.
Because towards the end of a period, they just keep doing that, and there's no hockey, so they made it a rule.
It's like taking a knee.
Yeah, pretty much. Or running the football 2 yards,
right?
Then 3 yards, and then 4 yards. Yeah,
and everybody's like, "This is fun,"
which is totally legal,
right?
Which is totally legal, but yeah, it's a strat.
It's a strat. Yeah. I learned what icing. I finally, despite being told many times what icing is, I learned what it was too this time because I read the very lengthy instruction manual.
Yeah.
For this game, and it is long. It is a long boy. It's, I mean, not like crazy, but I mean, we're talking like upwards of 28 pages kind of deal. And it's like, it is nice because they go over the rules that are going to be called in this video game. So it's like they don't go over everything, but they go over like icing, they go over offsides, they go over like power play, all that kind of stuff, and like how penalties and like the penalty box is handled. And it's like, wow, this is like kind of nice.
Yeah.
That it's like this is in here because
they don't assume that you know everything about hockey just because you're playing this game.
Yeah.
And that's great.
And I think that is really, really good. That's like it's like, okay, this is nice. I wish I would have read it before I played the game. I did do it in the reverse order, but hey.
This time I actually read the manual first because I had a feeling I was not going to have any idea what to do. But even then, I think it's intuitive enough.
It is pretty intuitive.
You only have the 3 buttons to choose from. Like if you want to shoot a wrist shot, you tap A.
Right.
You want to do a slap shot, you hold A.
that fucker down.
Yeah, just hold it.
Yeah, I was like, I played EA NHL 94. I got it, so I just jumped in.
Yeah, well, that's true because the controls do not change throughout the entire series of these games. They're the same exact controls for each game.
And they even I saw that. So the control scheme for NHL 94, everything about that was straight up emulated for Mutant League Hockey on the Genesis. If you
I've heard of that. I've never played it.
So it's the monster version of NHL 94.
And I like that too because it kind of reminds me of how like some first-person shooter games now have a Call of Duty setting where your control scheme is the same as Call of Duty by default because that if you're used to playing that, you can just hit that button and now it does all the same thing. So having that sort of a standardized control scheme is a good thing.
Well, now that we've all played the game, so what is a movie/celebrity you could compare your experience to for those who have no idea what we're talking about?
Have you guys ever seen a movie called Goon? And this is not about
that was on my short
masturbating and not letting yourself come, which is it's not lady edging. It's not gooning.
Okay.
Goon is a sports comedy movie with the annoying guy Stifler from
Sean William Scott.
And Liev Schreiber.
Okay. Cotton Weary?
known for his comedy chops. Sabretooth and Cotton Weary.
It's essentially a movie where I believe they both play enforcers. At least Sean William Scott does. And so there's a lot of his character gets recruited to play in this minor league hockey team because he gets in a fight with a hockey player while he is spectating. So they recruit him and he comes on. And the whole reason that this movie reminds me of the game is because the movie revolves around fighting and hockey. And this game has fighting in it. And it is honestly, I mean it's honestly the standout feature of this game because it's like no other EA hockey game on the SNES has fighting in it. So it's like that's a big deal. And it's such a big deal because it's like this game has individual player stats, which makes sense, right? Where it's like each player has like how good they are at shooting the puck, how good they are at skating, how good they are at defending. They have a fighting stat in the game. When there is a fight in the game, it goes to a fighting sequence where individual buttons do different things in the fight. You're not just mashing one button to punch over and over again. Nope. You got a button to punch high. You got a button to punch low. You got a grab button. Like this was like
I'll pull you the shirt over their head button.
The Happy Gilmore. They spent time developing the fighting, which I think is very cool. And like as someone who like doesn't know that much about hockey, but like I get it. I get why they let fighting happen because it's like, to me, that's very exciting.
It's very much a part of the real thing. And
I love it.
I like that too.
I love it that a fight could just fucking break out and they just let it happen. Like that is so like, how can you be an American and not love that? That's what I don't understand.
It's American as hell, man.
And it's not even our fucking sport.
Right.
But meanwhile, I don't know, man. I think they should let like a fight about to break out in an NBA game. Fucking let it. I want to see that shit happen. Don't get involved in that. Football, it's fine.
Let Springwell beat some ass. Just let him go.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. Short answer, goon.
It's good. That was on my short list because I saw it called Stifler on Ice.
I've watched it. It's pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I watched it years ago. So I mean, yeah, as far as like me not liking hockey, I like the movie. So it's kind of one of those. Right. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
For me, it was just the most vanilla thing I could come up with. Because I didn't see much fighting in this game. I didn't get into a lot of fights on this one, but I just thought that it was such pure hockey. Like it just is what it is. It reminded me of the 1980 movie, Disney movie Miracle, about the or not the 1980 movie, but the movie about the 1980 Olympic team. Going for gold and their struggles, and
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell was the coach, and it was a very inspirational movie.
It's a Disney sports movie.
It was all hockey all the time, and I felt like that's what you get with this.
Yep. So I was kind of more on your wavelength. Like, it was a straight simulation. So, Canada, Russia, 72.
That's a movie?
Yep, it's a docuseries all about Soviet Russia's hockey team versus the Canadian hockey team having this big rivalry, and it was very much like Soviets bad, Canadians good.
The Rocky IV of hockey.
Yep,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
And but it's a real life event that almost played out like Mighty Ducks 2, where like Canada rolls in, Soviet team dominates early on, beats their asses, and the Canadians come back, and it comes down to a very tense, brutal 8th game where the Canadians win. So just straight dramatic simulation.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm glad
we all three picked different hockey games that really do kind of emphasize all the facets.
We were going to all land on Miracle, if I'm not.
I've never seen it, so it wouldn't happen. My options were Goon or Mighty Ducks 1,
right,
or Happy Gilmore. So I mean, it's like
Happy Gilmore crossed my mind, but there's like all of 4 seconds of hockey in there,
right?
You know, and then the rest of it is he's a wannabe hockey player who's excels at golf.
Stuck in a golfer's body.
Right.
Yeah. So in the vein of what movie is this, what I'd like to ask you guys is, how is this game like Corey Feldman?
How is this game like Corey Feldman?
Not at all.
I mean, I don't know what the movie that the two Coreys were in.
Oh, wait.
The two Coreys.
Wait.
License to Drive?
Not License to Drive. It was a movie.
Lost Boys?
They are not Lost Boys. It's a movie where they're fighting over a girl, a blonde girl,
Lost Boys,
who was on like Baywatch or some shit. And like they're best friends. One of them starts dating, and she starts like seducing the other one until they end up like hating each other and fist fighting all the time. So it is like that to Corey's movie,
Corey
where
versus
the two
Corey.
Corys are fighting.
Corey v. Corey.
All right. That checks out with me.
Fair enough.
What were their fighting stats like? I wonder.
I feel like Corey Haim is like the light, fast one.
Right.
And then
Feldman's just the
Feldman's
crazy
the-
monkey style.
he's the
He's
the
just gonna come
brutalizer.
at you out from all angles.
Blanca versus Chun-Li.
We need a ROM hack. Please.
Well, let's see. What do we have? You touched on it earlier. So 3 good things, 3 bad things.
Yeah. So obviously one of the things that I thought was good was that it had fights. And that not only did it have fights, but it was like controversial. And I think that's very interesting. I love that. I thought the game also did a good job of letting you know, I said this earlier too, who has the puck, where the puck is, and it like does a really good job of intuitively letting you know that information. It's not confusing. It's well designed. Like it's got a good, in the gameplay it's a good user experience. I also thought that the way that they handled cutscenes in the game were very smart and part of that user experience, because we've played enough sports games over the course of this show where it's like something will happen in a game, right? Like if it's baseball, somebody gets a home run, or if it's football, someone gets a touchdown, or, even if it's hockey and it's like there's a face-off, a lot of times there will be this interstitial scene, this cut scene that just completely takes you out of the game and it slows the game down. I think EA or Park Place, however you want to credit this to, but like how they were really smart about this. They were like, I honestly think they were like, this is a mechanics focused game and we do want it to be as real and true to the game as possible. So we're not going to interrupt the game with these cutesy cut scenes. But we're still going to include them. So what we're going to do is do picture in picture style. And I think that is amazing. Amazing. Because it's like, at the beginning of the game, there's a face off.
And you see the picture in picture up in the left-hand corner of the two facing off.
Yeah, I assume official, the ref dropping the puck for the face-off. And
the ice judge.
The ice judge, right. Yeah, I forgot. He's my favorite in Frozen. But all this is happening while you're still seeing all of the players overhead in the rink. You're still viewing the playing field. And I think that's really, really cool. Also, like, the ref will pop up picture in picture style. If you are about to go off sides, I think that's neat too. Like there's all these like little indicators that come in but don't interrupt the game that I really respect.
Yeah.
Like as a designer, it's like that you thought about this. They thought about how to best present this information without it interrupting the gameplay. And that marries so well with what's obvious to me is that this is a mechanics first. Let's make this feel like hockey. And I think that's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is the marketing for this game and EA Sports in general in this era is fucking you can't escape it. Inescapable, unescapable. I don't know. It's one of those.
Inescapable.
Thank you. No Escape, starring Ray Liotta. It's that. Like as a kid, not even like really being into sports, EA Sports, it's in the game. I knew that. I knew the commercials, like their print ads are fucking on point. And like you can tell that I'm not saying that the game wouldn't have made it had they not done what they did, but like the marketing is there. Like they really spent money on the marketing.
For sure.
The commercial even like brought back like flashbacks. If you guys don't mind, I'd love to play it. Because like I heard it and it like just opened a memory door for me. This is an ad for Verbo. I don't know if you guys have heard about it. It's for vacation rentals.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
That kick save, give me the biscuit. Give me those skaters, not those skaters. Give me the real stuff. Yeah, him. Can you dent the twine? Good. Give me the siren, give me the post, Zamboni. Give me that.
Zamboni.
That and that.
Zamboni.
Yeah, him. Take that, take him, take that. Give me the box. If it's in the game, it's in the game. NHL PA and NHL hockey for Super NES and Sega Genesis. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Crazy.
So good.
I remember that.
I remember a positive memory because playing NHL 94 is, where I really spent time with it and crowding the opposing goal and just doing slap shot after slap shot just to force a goal. And after hitting, denial, then suddenly that cherry spotlight, that police alarm just goes up, lights go everywhere, just like, fuck yeah. Because remember I talked about like, the St. Louis Blues and writing that short story and shit in class.
Right, yeah.
I mean, it wasn't just like Mighty Ducks. It was also my time with NHL 94. That got me to understand hockey so I could understand like the movie and appreciate it, and got me where I became like a hockey kid. I lost it because I was the only one. So it just kind of eventually went away. And then I had a Super Nintendo, so I wasn't going to buy a sports game, and they weren't as good anyway, so it just kind of tapered off. But this series made me a hockey fan for a little while.
Yeah,
that's how good it is.
Yep.
It is hard to find hockey fans, I feel like, in this area.
Yeah, it's not super popular.
Yeah, I'm sure they exist.
I mean, there were Mighty Ducks fans,
sure,
but not hockey fans.
Sure.
People would just want to get together and shoot knuckle pucks all day. It's fine. I get it. It's fine. But let's see. I think for good stuff, like I still had like this is the best hockey perspective. Like I mentioned
top
that
down,
earlier.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel bad to play, and you've got players, actual players. So, Ian, what you got?
Well, one of mine was the little blue stars telling you which character you're playing
It's
or
great.
which player you've got. That's the easiest thing I've ever seen to
love it.
identify who's who and where you are.
And they even like play on that too, where it's like the outline is who you're controlling, and if they have a puck, there's like that. There's a double outline to it.
Yeah,
so it's.
yeah.
I mean, they really thought about it, which a lot of sports games don't.
No,
we
they don't.
played a lot of hockey games that do not think about that at all. They are just like, this is a hockey game. They're players and they're shooting a puck. I'm sure this will make money.
You might be controlling this guy, or you might be controlling. We don't care.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
I liked the fact that at the beginning of the game, the commentator would come out and say something about one of the players or about the team, and I thought that was a nice little consideration for that hardcore hockey fan who could really relate to seeing stuff like that.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I definitely skip that stuff.
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, there are people out there who, like, I'm sure appreciate that.
Yeah. And then the last thing I had was I thought it was neat that the manual, the very good detailed manual, actually suggests
Turns into a puck if you get it wet.
There's a robot in the game that gives you a puzzle.
It suggests before you play to turn it on exhibition mode and watch a few minutes of it being played out by the computer so you get a feel for how it all looks and works and stuff. I mean, I don't know that anybody would have ever done that, but I think it was neat that they suggested
Gambling addicts who are like, I don't know, let's turn on the computer's computer.
But I thought it was a neat suggestion.
It's not a bad idea, actually. Come to think of it, that's kind of like a boring, salty bet.
But I thought that was neat that they said that they give you that option to say, hey, if you don't know what you're doing or whatever, watch a little bit of this before you play so you can understand how it works. So.
I love that you mentioned that because it reminded me of something where it's like I started playing that. When I started playing the game, I think that's the default.
It is.
I think the default is like to play a demo because I remember it like so. this is funny to me. As far as like, I feel like the user experience playing the game is fantastic. Getting into the actual game is as fucking kludgy as any other sports game that I've
Yes,
played, because it's just going through these like shitty menus, and it's like, I guess I'll just go with default, and the default is no one's playing. The computers are playing each other, and I didn't realize
I know,
that.
and you're like, am I playing?
Right? No.
Who do I
hit
make
that.
Little Lord Ice? I don't even know.
What happened was, all right, the game's about to start. Okay, there's the ref and his little picture-in-picture. He's dropping the puck for the face-off, and I slam the button, and the moment I do, it goes to the title screen. And it's
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't playing. Okay, I guess I'll start over.
Try a different mode. But that's what I have for good.
Oh my god.
About what? 3 bad.
Oh, we're doing 3 bad. Okay. Well, there's one for me. Is that I do feel like the interface starting the game is like in stark contrast to actually playing the game. Obviously, they didn't have the teams. It'd be a nice, complete experience, I feel like.
Yeah, that was one of the things I thought of too. Is kind of like, well, you got all the players, but that takes away from the fan experience, in my opinion.
Right.
Because I know I could name every football team in the NFL, and I could probably name 5 actual players on any of those, maybe on all of them together.
You're doing better than me.
I know.
I could name 5 of both.
The names of the teams being there, the team logos, and that is more important to me than the players. Now, I know that's probably not the case for most big hockey people, but
I mean, I relate to that.
But the team names and the team logos and all that familiar stuff, I would want that.
Yeah.
So I think that was a shame that was left out.
Yeah.
The St. Louis Jazz musicians.
Right.
And I guess like a third thing would be, I kind of thought the sound was not great. Like in this game, right? Right.
I know. Yeah, that was annoying.
Yeah, it was annoying, and I kind of feel like, I mean, as much care that was put into making it feel really good, it would have been nice if it sounded a little more realistic. And like, even if it didn't sound realistic, I guess what I'm trying to say is, if it didn't sound as repetitive.
Ooh, sorry, sorry.
Because it's repetitive. It's just constant, that one sound of ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, over and over again.
Well, and I had put, for me, and the sound was one of my kind of bugaboos about this game too. But it was like, I feel like they should have put more emphasis on the crowd noise.
Yeah.
Like, I would rather have that kind of constant drone of people that that sound.
The crowd
Watch
sound.
any football, basketball game, you can hear it. It's always going. Like crickets in summertime, it's just it
missing.
feels like, if it's missing, it makes it feel empty. It makes it feel less realistic. Now, in later iterations of the game, they do a much better job of integrating crowd sounds. Like in '94, when you just ram someone into the wall, the crowd goes ooh, things like that are there then. But in this particular version,
it's dead silent.
it's just silence and oof, oof.
It's like we're playing hockey in a pandemic or something.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
a Scientologist birth. It's just completely silent.
God, even in the games that they played in the pandemic, they had speakers that played crowd noise. I remember when I worked at the casino, and they went away from using actual coins falling out of the slot machines to like printing out tickets of like you get it. Like you get a ticket that says you won this much money, take it to the cage to redeem it. They were worried about how that would be, because before it's this constant noise of slot machines dropping coins.
Oh, yeah.
So they thought it would upset the customers, like it would make them uncomfortable. So they played a soundtrack over a PA of coins falling
GP
and
Rain.
hitting.
Yeah.
No, it's like the psychology behind it.
It is. There was absolutely a psychology behind it, and that affected this game for me. That I felt like it was just too quiet and too.
And get that 100%.
Like we're at practice.
Totally.
We're at practice, not playing the game. You know? We had similar feelings about the bad in this game. Actually.
I just think it's slow.
Yeah.
Like it's just very comparison to like even next year's game. It's very slow in comparison. So did it deliver on everything you thought it would?
I think it did.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the first time I've ever played a hockey game, and I had a pretty decent time with it. I didn't spend a whole lot of time playing it because A, we didn't have a lot of time between recordings, but B, I got the gist of it pretty quick. And to be honest, sports games just generally aren't my thing. So I'm going to get the gist and kind of move on. And I did have 6 games I wanted to see how they progressed over the years. But I liked it okay. I thought it was fine. I had a good time with it.
Where would you put it in the top and bottom? Where would you put it in the list?
I think if you've got to have a sports game somewhere in the top 100, this would potentially have a place there. If you've got to put a sports game in there, this I would still I would probably say 94 though.
Yeah, I would too.
Would be the one. But from this, as for the series is concerned, I'd say take your pick of whichever one out of the 6 that you like the most and put that in your top 100 if you want a hockey game in there.
Yeah.
And that would be fine. So this particular one, personally, I wouldn't put this one in the top 100, but 94 was similar enough. That's the one I would pick. Yeah. But yeah, I think this one of these games belongs in the top 100.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's tough for me because the perfect game would be 94 with fighting in it.
That's exactly, yeah. That is a good thing.
That's what's tough because overall, honestly, I agree. I think 94 feels better. But man, it does suck because it's like I'm not like bloodthirsty or anything, but it does feel like I don't know,
Daddy gotta beat some ass.
Something's missing, you know, and it's kind of like it's taking a little bit of the fun out of it, you know. Like
from what I hear, everybody like go see hockey live, and that's kind of shit that makes it fun to see live.
And even because
it is an element, it's an important element to the game.
Absolutely, and another part of it that bothers me is that I definitely know that it was done for licensing purposes.
It's the critical race theory of the NHL EA series. Like, no, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about it.
Right.
No, it didn't happen.
Right.
Well, 94 got the logos and the team names that I wanted at the expense of the fighting that was fun.
Right.
So
it just feels like a sellout.
I agree.
You know, and it's just kind of I get it. I understand. Like if I were in that position and it's like, oh, I can make a whole bunch of money if I just take the fighting out of this video game.
Well, there's also
your ass I would.
There's also probably that when they're thinking about their bottom line, there's probably an ESRB consideration there too. You know, maybe having that fighting element in the game could cause them to get a higher ESRB rating and not be able to sell that to younger children that might want to play.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
So that may be where part of that comes from.
Could be.
Probably right. Fucking Tipper Gore.
Yeah.
Could be.
I'll never say fuck you to anybody more on this podcast than Tipper Gore. Did you guys have any achievements?
I got a couple. Achievements. First of which is Bruce Wayne Gretzky. And in order to unlock Bruce Wayne Gretzky, you start a fight after a shootout. Next achievement, because his parents got shot.
Yeah,
you see.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
That's the joke.
Man, that was good. It was like, man, that's fucking soundboard. That was awesome. Next achievement I've got is I don't want to earn my Red Wings. In order to unlock, I don't want to earn my Red Wings. Play as Detroit and do not score during a period. And
Dave, that's
that
good.
was a
thank you.
good one,
Thank
dude.
you. Thank you. And my last achievement is now you're powering with play, super play. In order to unlock now you're powering with play, super play, score a goal during a power play, which is a thing that I did not know was a thing until I read the instruction manual for this game. A power play is when one team has more players on the ice than the opponents. And I was like, wow. Seems like a weird, like, power play seems like, wow, he just did a power play. Did you see that? He, like, fucking spun the stick around and then, like, shoved it in his ass and then he hit the puck with it. What a power play. But no.
No, it's when one team has more dicks than the other team. It's power play.
Did you see he wore a red tie to the meeting? What a power play. Did you guys have any achievements?
I have one. it's not very good. My ice, the goggles do nothing. And to get that, commit the penalty of icing 4 times in a row. That's what I kept doing it, just over and over. Right at the when I first started playing.
Yeah.
Right at the
No,
beginning.
I get it. Every hockey game, it's at least I had like that achievement in every hockey game.
See, so I've got 3. I am Goldberg, the goalie. You unlock that by blocking every shot and winning a game. So complete zeros shutout.
The computer did that to me. The computer unlocked that a bunch.
And then the second one is John Travolta. You unlock that by winning a face-off.
Hey.
Man, I was this close to doing a face-off one. That was good. I'm glad.
Then my last one is give him some Zangief. So you unlock that by making every other opponent make the same noise as you do in Street Fighter when Zangief grapples them and just squeezes them.
Yeah.
Because they do the same ooh, 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 ooh.
I love that. But now you've cursed me because now I need to start playing UO again and make an unarmed fighter named Zangief.
Good one.
Just a wrestler. That...
Damn it. I'm back in for a stupid name. That's usually when I played UO, that shit would happen. Like we'd be joking, like Frankel and I would be joking about like names and stuff. It's like, well, that's a character now. Got to make a new
go
character.
make
now.
it.
My second UR character was named Hardee's or Quiznos. Because one day John's like, hey, what do you want to eat? Hardee's or Quiznos? Actually, that's a UO character. That's Hardee's or Quiznos.
And then you just walked around going, we want the subs.
Oh, man. Was Squirrel Monkeys? What are those fuckers called?
I don't even know.
Well, I do have a list I can run down real quick just so we can cover the differences of all the games.
Okay, yeah,
Real
sounds good.
quick. I don't know if you have anything similar, Ian.
I think I might have a couple of little notes I'll touch on when you get to that year.
So the big difference from in 94, because in 93, you've got exhibition, and playoff mode. That's it. So 94, you have exhibition, playoff, best of 7, and a shootouts mode. And of course, the players and the logos. And then in 95, you've got where you can sign, trade, and release players. Mm-hmm. They increase the sounds and had a variety of injuries.
I got in 95 too. The graphics were seriously ramped up. Mm-hmm. And it seems to me that was the first one of the series where you had the choice to manually control the goalie.
Okay. Because I know that's where the SNES really lost out to the Genesis, because the SNES lost shootout mode, playoff mode, fake shots, and deep shots.
Oof.
So that's where Genesis like really took over. And then 96, I've heard, besides 94, the other best one to play is 96. In 96, you have your regular games, season games, transactions. That's the whole trade pickup.
That seems neat, especially at that time too. You know what I mean? That seems like it's pretty early on for that kind of stuff.
For a managerial angle to it.
Yeah, that's neat.
But that's where the Genesis had playoff games, best of 7, and shootouts, where the SNES did not. And then here's where the quality sort of drops off, because now the PlayStation is here.
Right.
So now all the NHL games are kind of being geared more toward that.
In NHL 96, I did notice there's this big animated opening sequence, and it plays that dun 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 dun. Y'all ready for this? Well,
so it's the best then. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, they're getting some licensing going on. And
I
stuff.
like to move it.
It's time for the percolate. No.
Well, you bringing up the PlayStation reminds me, like, I haven't played like a modern hockey game. So when I was watching a video on like the history of the NHL EA hockey games, they started talking about how like controlling the puck changed to essentially you're controlling the hockey stick with the analog stick on the controller. Mm-hmm. That sounds really fucking cool to me. Mm-hmm. I don't know how that works in practice, but it sounds cool enough where I was like, I should buy like last year's hockey game or something,
cheap,
just so
yeah.
I could like feel how that, see what that feels like.
Yeah, because you could like actually, go the side to side on the puck,
or if you're like controlling the speed of the shot, like if you're controlling that like analog, that sounds really, really, really cool.
Yeah.
And there was 97 or 98 came out for the N64, and I saw like some screenshots, and it looked like all the NPCs in GoldenEye, like playing hockey. It looks so fucking
Well, that sounds pretty neat.
But 97, like, of course, the graphics and everything get a little bit better. 7 only has exhibition, practice, season, and then the transactions, which is the player trading and stuff. And then 98, that's the last one for the Super Nintendo. They have the exhibition, season, practice, a skill challenge, and the shootout comes back.
Okay. I'm glad the shootout came back. Skill challenge sounds neat too.
So really, other than that, there's so little variation on what was originally introduced for the SNES. So there's really no point in trying to drill down on all these games like at all.
Yeah, I don't think we don't want to do that, and I don't think anybody wants to hear it either. So, because I feel like if you're a huge fan of this series, you already know all that
this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Ian, I loved this. You had 2 great suggestions for segments, and the first of which was, how does this game like? How is it like Corey Feldman? The second of which is this rent or buy?
Is this rent or buy? Yeah. I think, honestly, this would be, for anyone that's not a huge fan, it's rent for me. I wouldn't have bought this game, but I might have rented it. If I had a friend over that liked sports games, maybe I would have rented this one, but I definitely wouldn't have bought it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
This would be a rent for me as well. However, I can see if I grew up with a sibling that was close in age to me, like I feel like the depth of 2-player, like it's endless. That you could, because like not only is there head to head, but you can play 2-player on the same team versus the computer.
Is a cool feature.
I mean, it's like if I knew there was somebody that I could play this with as a kid every day, it's a buy.
If grandma had given it to me for Christmas, because it was she knows I have a Super Nintendo and it was on sale, I would probably at first be like, what the fuck? But then I would play it and I'd be glad that I have it. So I wouldn't mind owning it, but for me, it's a rental.
If you were to buy it today and not rent it, if you were to buy it today, how much do you think you'd pay for it?
I bet this was common.
Yeah.
But by today's standards, I'd say it's still probably $13.
$13 dues?
$8.
$8. Actual price of NHLPA Hockey 93 loose for the Super Nintendo on average, according to PriceCharting.com, at the time of this recording, is $4.92. These are the games that I snatched up super early, like all these sports games that like no one cares about, where it's just like time to pad the collection.
Well, I would wager like 97, 98, those are probably pricey.
Because I bet that they were moving over. People were moving to better
they didn't
systems.
put a lot
They
in
weren't
them.
buying
People had
these.
PlayStations. I bet those are a lot more.
I bet you're right.
What does Flopsy have to say about every concurrent game?
Do we want to do that? I guess we could do that.
I'd like to see how, if they get any more rare, and if the scores, how they fluctuate between year to year.
Yeah.
I'm only going to guess for 93, though, since that's the one we rolled.
All right. NHLPA Hockey 93, according to Flopsy, a.k.a. the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library 1991 through 1998 by Pat Contry, courtesy of Monster Mold Mike. I only say that every time, or try to, because I don't want to get sued by Pat Contry or Monster Mold Mike.
Yeah, because you know how he is.
Yeah. He's very nice, actually.
Yes, he is. He's very, very cool.
Litigious as fuck, but very nice.
He'll sue the shit off of you nicely.
NHLPA Hockey 93, they gave 3.5 stars.
See, I would have said 4.
The availability was very common. NHL 94, they gave 4.5 stars. Not surprised there.
I'm not at all surprised there. Yeah.
Availability was very common.
I feel like you're right. I bet when we get to the
probably
97,
start going
98,
up, yeah.
I'm going to say it's going to go to at least uncommon.
Yeah.
Yo, I will say this because I just saw it about NHL 94, which negates this is better than the fighting in 93. NHL 94 supports multi-tap. So
There you go. Yeah.
and it's NHL 94 for me. That's better.
4 players,
Yep,
right?
that's
Yeah.
better than
No,
fighting.
Definitely.
That's better than fighting.
Now it's a party game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An orgy is
For
always
sure.
better than fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Write it on my gravestone.
NHL 95 was 4.5 stars, very common. 96, 4.5 stars, common.
Mhm,
All right,
mhm.
starting to dip in
Okay.
rare and availability. 97 was 4.5 stars, uncommon. 98, 4.5 stars, very uncommon.
Called it.
Okay.
Yep. Good call.
Just to remind everybody, NHL Stanley Cup, 1.5 star.
Wonderful.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a beard
Mhm.
that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of beard would it be?
I would give it the mustache of one of the like players' dads, like assistant coaches from the Mighty Ducks 1, who was also my most hated character in Lost. But he was in the Mighty Ducks 1.
What?
And then you never see him again. Just sort of like this game was the first precursor for a big series, but you never see that one fucker again.
Because he was stuck on the island.
I hope so.
What character was he in Lost?
Zeke, he was
The
the one who
plumber.
had the big fake beard he takes off.
Oh,
He's the one who's
okay.
on the boat who's like, give me the boy. Sorry, give me the boy.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
Yeah.
Like I hated that dude.
Yeah,
But
he
yeah,
sucked.
he was
He's
in-
kind of a typecast in that sort of
Yeah.
hate that dude role.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a pair of glasses, what kind of glasses would you give it?
The glasses of that ginger kid that had the curly red hair in Mighty Ducks 1, who was subsequently then not in 2 or 3. Didn't really do anything but be like the token ginger kid who had allergies and shit.
Okay.
So then he wasn't in there anymore.
All right.
Part of a big thing, part of a big franchise.
Sure.
Dropped off.
All right. I like
He's
it.
not Banksy, so he's not cake eater.
Man, you know a lot about Mighty Ducks.
Fucking love the Mighty Ducks,
Yeah.
man.
I saw the first one as a kid, and then like I haven't seen 2 or 3. Is there a 4th one?
I mean, I've heard they're rebooting it
Okay.
with Emilio Estevez coming back.
That's neat.
But as of right now, I just know of 1, 2, and 3. But God, 2, man. God, I fucking watched the shit out of Mighty Ducks 2. Holy fuck.
Is that
Man, I hate Iceland. They're so bad.
I'm assuming that's a reference to Mighty Ducks too.
They're the villainous team, yeah. No, I just fucking hate it.
Just apropos of nothing.
Wow.
I hate Iceland.
Jeez.
It's like World 7 of Mario. Fucking hate that shit.
So we want to roll for next week's game now?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, so we talked about the tabletop. So, friend of the show, Sean Miller, is going to be playing in that. Well, he was on vacation next week. We figured we'd just take a break. Well, he got roped into a last-minute 2-week work trip he did not expect. So since he's going to be gone for 3 continuous weeks, we hated to do an episode and then wait 3 weeks after character creation and kind of lose momentum. So we'll look at it again whenever he gets back.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys ready?
So
to-
I'll grab this batter up peripheral. Oh, actually, I'm going to go grab this hockey stick that I brought
what the fuck?
when I was in, second grade
What?
for the Mighty Ducks, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it
It's
instead
Donnie
of a bat
Jeffcoat's
on the
hockey
ground.
stick, though, right?
Well, it's signed by Donnie
okay,
Jeffcoat.
okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. 'cause
Everything
I'm
I
about to-
own is signed by him.
Donnie Jeffcoat and Keenan Thompson on the other side.
There
All
you
right.
go. There you
Okay.
go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Phew.
And put my head on the stick, the hitting part of the hockey stick,
Yeah.
and the other end on the ground, so I can turn it wild and crazy kid style.
Uh-huh.
Boy, no, random directions. Say that prayer. We all love to say. No whammies. Stop.
5:36.
Is it a repeat?
No,
Is it a sports game?
I don't know.
Is it the S's?
It is.
Super.
Nope. Not going to guess it.
Okay.
What is it?
I guarantee you, if either of you have heard of this game, I'll give you $5. Sterling Sharp, end to end. End.
That's not a game. That's a show my grandma used to watch.
Sterling.
That's a porn my grandma used to watch.
Sterling Sharp, SHARPE, colon, end, the number 2, end. I don't know what this is. I have no idea. I have none.
Should I look it up?
I want to look it up. I have.
Sterling Sharp.
That's fucking bonkers.
Sterling Sharp, end to end. But I don't know. I was going to say it's probably not good. And I'll stick to that. But we'll see, I guess.
It's football, I bet.
No, it's not. Is it?
It
it's football.
is.
No!
I say we invoke our rights as the hosts of this show
To
to
not do
roll
back-to-backs.
again since we just did 6 sports games.
I mean, in one episode.
in one episode.
We can postpone it. Let's put a wedge in so we're not doing back-to-back sports games. We still need to get to it. But I say we put a wedge in it so we're not doing back-to-back.
Do you want to see if there's a ROM hack for Sterling Sharp end to end? God damn it. Of course it's a fucking sports game.
I think we need to throw it back in the pond and re-roll.
Are there any Super Nintendo games that are out there that you guys want to talk about? Is there anything?
Yeah.
What's that?
I got a few.
How many of them are super long RPGs? At least one of them.
One of them is a super long RPG.
Right, Lufia.
But the other two are Super Alfred Chicken
Okay, but I want to save that for Choctaw.
and Plock.
Plock.
I thought we did Plock.
No, we talked about Plock, but because not as an episode, but let's do Plock.
Okay.
Plock.
Plock?
I'm
Plock.
down. Let's do Plock.
All right.
Get a good breather. Something
Yeah.
that
Yeah, I don't want to do 2 sports games back to back.
Yep.
I know that's hard sometimes because there's so many sports games, but this one also sounds like a really one-off kind of thing, and I don't want to
Yeah.
get into that.
God,
Not part of a
Sterling
series for us to
Sharp,
knock a whole bunch of them off, and
who I'm assuming is a player, Sterling Sharp.
I guess.
Yeah, he is.
Woof.
Pretty sure he's a cowboy too, but it's whatever.
Sounds like it. Yeah, it does sound like an NPC's name in like Fallout or something.
He's a really old cowboy in a cabin in the corner of the map. He's dressed in all white cowboy gear.
All right, here's something.
He has a radio show.
Not getting too far ahead of ourselves
Yeah.
on this, but just in case this changes your mind,
You get the sharpshooter from him.
Sterling
when you kill him.
Sharp end to end was made by Jalico.
Oh man, and it's not on
How
the
did we-
Nintendo
yeah,
Switch.
how did we not
what
get
the
that?
fuck?
Right?
Probably
That's a bad sign.
that's a sign that Sterling Sharp is protective of his name. That's what that is, I think. All right. Plock.
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 Fucking not Sterling Sharp, end to end. Yikes, jungle to jungle.
We
We can
create.
talk about that.
I've never seen it.
I thought a long ass time ago.
We created the randomizer. Therefore, we can defy the randomizer.
Oh yeah, baby. Fuck that randomizer sometimes, am I right?
Not 2 sports games in a row.
Let's go. Let's go out for a break.
All right, it break time. And we're back.
Yeah. Section fun.
What a great break.
Yeah,
It was a good break.
It was a good break.
Yeah.
We had all kinds of fun discussions that y'all will never, ever know about.
That's true. There are
Secret.
secret discussions.
Secret.
Secret discussions.
That needs to be the segue. The bumper music. Why don't y'all write us a secret discussions jingle?
I just did. Come on.
Well, I mean, like,
You
put
didn't
it
like
to
my
music and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Here, let me give you a couple so you can mix them together. Secret discussions.
For $100 a month on Patreon, we'll give you a bullet list of the secret discussions.
I thought you were going to say for $100 a month on Patreon, we'll let you do the bumper.
We'll let you work for us. Give us content to use on the show. But you can always say you came up with secret discussions.
This is extortion. I got a quiz that came in from one Ross Rachel Green from across the pond. If you boys are interested in that.
I am.
I'm sure it is probably about PlayStation 2 games. I'm sure we'll probably flunk it, but that's okay. We'll make the best of it. This quiz is entitled Contact High. Something Tyler said last episode really resonated with me, says Ross, which was listening to Gun Nut Archmage John Turley.
Ooh.
All right. Talking about guns. Though he has no interest, he enjoys the excitement John feels. Which I will say, props for spelling John correctly, Ross. I'm
no H.
That's an endearing quality.
That's the British way.
Yeah.
John will get straight mad if you spell his name with an H.
I kind of get it.
I do too.
You know what I mean?
What's
His name's Jonathan, and there's no H in it.
John.
Welcome to see you again, John. It's not how you say my name.
What do you mean I'm talking weird?
Whatever do you mean, John?
Oh my God! Real quick,
Have you heard of the Martian Manhunter, John?
That reminds me of something I wanted to bring up. I told you I'd been watching Yellowstone.
Yeah.
And we watched the spinoff as well. It's on Paramount Plus. It's called 1883. And it's about when they were moving west the family was moving west to start the ranch or to start their life out west or whatever. They're on this wagon train, right? And the show centers around one of the main characters is the daughter of the great-great-grandfather that started the ranch. Okay. And it's a coming of age story for her, but
and a dying of age story for Sam Elliott.
Yeah,
who looks so bad.
He's looking rough.
Makes me sad.
They one of the things I saw the other day on TikTok was they were talking about all the celebrities dying. Someone wrote Sam Elliott's name on a white card and laid it on a silver tray and put a salt ring around it. But anyway, this show is narrated by the woman that plays the daughter in the show, and she's great in the show. But the narration is so she does not have a Southern accent. She has never had a Southern accent, and she is terrible at faking a Southern accent.
Oh, no.
And so she always says, what? And, wow. And just, it drives me crazy just hearing that sound.
She didn't read enough Rogue.
Oh, it's awful.
X-Men comics in the 90s.
Cigar?
Well, and then the thing is, too, she's supposed to be from Tennessee. And her accent
Georgia molasses.
has no Tennessee in it. I know a Tennessee accent when I hear one, and that isn't an accent. That isn't anyone's accent. Whatever the hell she's doing is not any.
Stuart Griffin.
I guarantee I just came from Nashville, y'all.
That's exactly. It's like
guarantee.
I guarantee it. I love things in Nashville like country music.
Brentwood, straight up.
She learned her Southern accent from a voice coach that has never heard a Southern accent. That's what it sounds like, and it's whatever. Well, I swear. It's so.
The director of Golden Girls told Rue McClanahan to use her natural Oklahoman accent for Blanche Devereaux. And
Devereaux with an X.
She constantly argued with him like, she's from Georgia. Are you sitting? No, I don't want a Southern accent. Do not use one. Just use Oklahoman. That's fine. I'm going to do this anyway.
You mentioned like celebrity deaths earlier.
Yeah.
We missed one. I don't know if you knew this or not. But I hate to break this to you, Tyler, because I know you're the only other fan of this that I know personally. The guy who played Dobie Gillis died in January.
Oh, shit. Did he?
Yeah.
I'm surprised he was still alive.
He was still alive. I know.
I mean, yeah, with Maynard already having
Bob Denver.
Bob Denver had already passed away. You know, I would have thought, but man, he had to be like in his 90s then.
Yeah, I don't know how much. I don't know how old he
Man.
was, but I know he made it a while because
Yeah, he
Dobie
did.
Gillis was in the 60s.
Yeah.
And he was probably 20-ish then. I
Yeah.
don't know. Anyway, Ross continues. There's a similar thing happening at work with a colleague who has just taken up golf. So he's got a common thing going on here with John's love for guns. Now, golf is boring.
I disagree.
It ruins a nice.
I'm with you, Ross.
It ruins a nice walk. I'm going to pause. I'm going to put a pin in this because I have an important question to ask you, Ian.
Okay.
Golf. You're a fan. Do you watch golf or do you just enjoy playing?
I have watched golf because I enjoy playing.
Okay.
And it's difficult to get. I haven't played in years.
Okay.
It's expensive and it's difficult to get out, and you've got to give it your whole day. And so sometimes I would put on golf just to.
I like a good driving range,
Yeah, me too.
but
God.
a full golf course.
It's tough because it just takes so long, and it depends on other people and how fast they're moving and everything else. But I do enjoy watching golf from time to time just to remind me that I like to play golf.
Okay. I'm not grilling. I was just curious.
Yeah.
When I was starting this new job, I needed to transition from wearing jeans and t-shirts at home all day to like, I don't know, something else. And I remember like
business casual.
business casual. And I remember talking to my dad and being like, yeah, I got to get some fucking
Slacks.
clothes that fit, that
Yeah.
aren't t-shirts and jeans. And he was like, oh yeah, no big deal. Just get golf clothes. I was like, golf clothes? What are
Polos and khakis.
golf clothes? And that's what he meant. But I didn't know what the fuck. I was like Under Armour? Like what? I mean, like,
They have Under Armour polos and khakis for golf. That's what the executive team at my work, that's what they all wear.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
There is typically a dress code on a golf course, especially if it's like a country club or
Yeah.
something. They'll have a dress code. Like,
Yeah.
they don't want you out there in, jogging shorts and
Yeah.
stuff.
I saw Happy Gilmore. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember that.
That's a
bit.
thing. That's a real thing.
But it was just kind of one of those things where it's like, to me, I didn't know what he meant by that.
Yeah.
I didn't, and I was like, even when I learned, I was like, fuck, a polo shirt? God, no, Jesus Christ. I'll wear like long sleeve button up
I
shirts
prefer it.
all the
Rolled
fuck
up.
year round.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, no
Yep.
polos.
Me too.
Every time I'm wearing a polo shirt, I feel like I'm fucking 8 years old, get my photo taken for Easter.
Yep.
Every
Melissa
single
likes me in
fucking
them,
time.
so I will occasionally put one on, but I would always throw in a button up and just roll the sleeves up.
Gosh.
All the time.
Now, I will wear a button up open over a polo shirt.
Really?
I will do that from time to time, but usually I will wear a t-shirt under the button up, and then at the end of the day, I'm untucking, rolling up the sleeves, and opening the shirt, and then wearing it over the t-shirt.
Okay.
But I wore button downs before I started working from home. I don't care if it's 100 degrees outside.
Right.
It was a long sleeve button down.
Yeah.
Because I have a tattoo on my arm. And when I was
I should get one just because
Yeah.
I wear the long sleeves all the time. Seriously.
there you go. I was required to cover it when I was at a client's site. They didn't care about it when I was at the office.
Yeah.
But when I was at a client's site, I had to put my sleeves down. So that was
Right.
really the
you don't want them to
function
see the
there.
devil's mark.
Right, no. There's literally a tail on that thing. But I also just like it because it's versatile. You've got options. You can sleeves up, sleeves down,
Sure.
open, tucked in,
Love a
untucked.
good, crisp white button up.
Hell
that
yeah.
You can fucking
Hell
love
yeah.
it. Fucking love it.
I like the
One that's not
patterns. I
too
like patterns.
long, so you can wear it in or out. Like,
I do too. Basic
flannel.
blue, basic white.
Flannel comes in handy.
I have a nice pink and white striped one too.
Yeah?
Pink with white stripes on it.
I like that.
Very nice shirt.
I do have TV golf PTSD though. Just being made to go over to my grandparents' house, like the one right over here.
Yeah.
With my terrible
Across
grandfather.
from the Holland deck.
Yep. My awful grandfather who was also very hard of hearing, always had his hearing aids in, but he would only watch TV muted with the subtitles.
Okay.
He would exclusively watch golf. So anytime I go over there, I have to sit in the living room with golf on mute, just the subtitles. It was, for an 8-year-old, that is fucking hell.
I can see
Yeah.
that.
Why didn't you just pull out your iPad, bro?
I know, right? Mom, give me your phone.
Yeah, man. Yikes.
I like
remember
Jack
those
just walking
days.
to people and
I
just
do
like
too.
taking their phone, finding YouTube.
Like you talking about going to your grandfather's and he's watching golf. Like, meanwhile, like I would go to my grandfather's and he's watching the news and he's drunk forever. Like that was at a farmhouse. So it's like, I guess I'll go into the yellow room. There's also a room where there's a painting of a naked lady. I might just go into that
I like
room.
that one. I like that one. That's a good one.
My mom doesn't like that room, so I might get in trouble if I go in there.
What else am I supposed to do?
Mine was my grandmother and her stories
Oh yeah, stories
All
are
day.
important.
Oh, yeah.
all afternoon, and then the talk shows, followed by Grandpa Papa when he'd come home.
Goddamn Stefano.
Basketball. Fucking Stefano. Don't get me fucking started on Stefano, Tyler. I know more about that fucking show than I care to.
I think it's
Melissa
funny
has-
that we all know what this is.
I think Melissa has a picture with him to where he came to like the telephone
He's
one
been
year.
to the telephone.
Oh, no
bunch.
shit.
Yeah, he used to come every year to the telephone. But then my papa would come home, and then it was sports for the rest of the night. It was basketball, whatever. Just sport. Some sports. I did not like it.
Well, yeah, I'd go
But he'd
from
always go to bed at 9:00, and then they'd go to bed early, and then the TV was mine. So I'd have like 3 or 4 hours of just whatever the fuck. So
Nice.
I waited patiently to
That's
get
your-
my shot at the
I'd go
TV.
from-
That's your reward.
mute golf at my grandparents' house during the day. Well, when it's time to go home, then that's my dad watching whatever classic boxing match in his underwear with the glass of milk with the white
With the
bread
bread
shoved
dipping
into
in,
it.
yeah.
And then it's like, well, it's bedtime. Okay, good. Can I watch TV? Nope, we're all going to bed. When I go to bed, everybody goes to bed. Go to bed.
Love it.
That same farmhouse, right? Either going to the yellow room or the room that had the naked woman painted on there. You talking about going to bed and all that reminded me that's the farmhouse in the middle of fucking nowhere, Mississippi, that I remember the first time I was like, I want to stay with my grandparents for an extended period of time. And my mom was like, are you sure? Yeah. And then they let me do it. And then I remember that was like spending a week of essentially like they go to bed super fucking early. And then I would watch Unsolved Mysteries in the fucking tiny farmhouse. And like I remember seeing like the fucking like an alien episode. And it was that was all I could fucking think about the whole goddamn rest of the week. Was like there's a scene of like I'm sure if I saw it now as an adult, I would laugh my ass off. But it's like aliens, like like the 90s style, big gray. It's like just looking into a window. That whole fucking week, I'm
Of
like,
a farmhouse.
yeah, essentially the whole fucking week. I'm like, oh my fucking god, they're out there. They're fucking out there. I know it.
What have I done?
It's the monkey's paw. It's like it's a fucking.
I got your wish.
Ross continues. Now, golf is boring. It ruins a nice walk. But when he is talking about all the new gadgets and training methods and clubs he has been buying and what each one is for and how excited he is after having a good round, I can't help but be entranced by it. Also, he happens to be a big fan of Paige Spiranak.
Yeah.
Spiranak?
Yeah.
Who has a fabulous set of
I thought it was a type
Golf
of book.
clubs.
Honestly, stop the podcast and Google her. You will not regret it.
That's a junior night. Come on. Paige Spiranek.
I've done I sent this link to everybody to take a look at Paige Spiranak.
She is very lovely.
Yeah. Say I'm a fan. Yeah.
How could you not be?
She's like the Anna Kournikova of golf, it seems like.
Oh, so she's not very good at it.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know in either case, to be perfectly honest.
I do remember reading one of the links under when you sent that Google search. One of the little pull down links was, does Paige Spiranak have an OnlyFans? And it apparently,
what was the answer?
No, she doesn't, but apparently 1 year for April Fools, she said she was going to start one, and everybody was like super pumped about it. And then she said, nope, I'm not. It's just a joke.
Is she selling golfer boys her bathwater?
Probably.
Selling her farts in a jar. Have you heard about that lady?
Yeah.
Yeah. Had a heart attack scare from having a strictly fart-based food diet,
God.
but made $200,000 in a year for selling her jarred farts.
God.
I mean, I'm glad it was legitimate. Like she wasn't just
Sure.
like putting a little bit of smelly stuff in a jar and
Sure.
she's doing it straight up. So
I guess,
no
yeah.
false advertising.
I mean, you got to believe in your art.
And then all that money she made paid for 1 day in the hospital.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, they don't have good health insurance at the fart factory. It turns out. Ross continues, honestly, stop the podcast and Google her, right? We got it. There's something about secondhand excitement that means I don't have to put any effort in. I just get to enjoy someone else's enjoyment. Also, this one time at D&D, my character did a really cool thing I know you would love to hear about. Metacritic, PS2 2211.
Glem's microwave combination.
That was
legit.
Playing an epic spellcaster was a lot of fun because you kind of get to start crafting your own spells. So that's really neat.
Hollow backbiter.
Yeah, good shit.
So I keep going. I can do this prompt game all day long.
What? Metacritic, PS2 2211. This
Evangelist had an epic spell called Wall of Magic based off David Cross's bit. A wall literally made of magic that stops missiles. So that's what I made. An invisible wall that just no one could cross. That was just it. With a super high will save. So no one could cross it.
Question number 1. This threequel is set on a fictional mountain. The single-player mode follows racers competing in the game's titled championship. Mountain Race 4000.
Sure.
Tyler, looks like
It's
you might
the
actually have
a third in a racing series, or the third of a game that is a third in a series that is a racing game.
This threequel is set on a fictional mountain. I don't know. There's multiple games, it looks like, competing in the game's title championship. Is this like an Olympics game?
For
or
some
something?
reason, like
Skiing?
Crash Bandicoot Racing jumped out to me.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
I don't know. That's PlayStation. That's their mascot. That's
All right. Hey,
Oh,
look,
good.
it's better
Why
than
not?
anything I got for sure, which
Yeah.
is nothing. Crash Bandicoot Racing, locking it in. It is SSX 3.
oh,
SSX
All
is
right.
back again. Jesus Christ.
It's tricky. Tricky.
This sequel stars a man who is covered in the ashes of his dead family.
God of
God
War.
of War.
Good job, guys. Locking it in. God of War. It is God of War. Duh.
Okay.
Next question. This third in the series racing game provided you with a speed boost for risky driving.
Crash Bandicoot.
Corey Feldman's License to Drive. Be Corey
Yeah.
Games, I guess.
For
Need
risky
for
driving.
Speed.
Need for Speed sounds pretty
Battlefront.
good.
Need for Speed Battlefront.
Need for Speed Hot Pursuit.
Hot Pursuit was a good one. All right, Need for
One of a
Speed.
few racing games I did actually play and
Pursuit.
like. Yep.
That was a big one. I played it on PC. That was Hot Pursuit was a big one.
Yep.
It is Burnout 3. Takedown.
I liked that one a lot.
Yeah?
The takedowns were fun.
Yeah? What were they?
You like crash into other cars and do different, like if you rear end them and they flip over, it would go all slow-mo and say takedown and the kind that you did
All
and
right.
stuff. That was a fun game.
All right.
I get why that's on the list.
Okay, cool. I've never played a Burnout.
For some reason, I thought that was a Need for Speed game, and that's kind of what I was thinking of. But I forgot it was Burnout.
Yeah.
But Takedown, I liked all the Burnout games. I thought they were all really good. But
I got burned out on them.
I think I got a little burned out. Takedown was fun. Takedown was a great game.
Cool. Sounds like
'Cause
fatality.
you could use that.
Like,
you could use that speed boost to do different types of takedowns. So
like launch motherfuckers.
You come up on, you're racing these, and you like could do the speed boost and then T-bone them off a cliff, and they'd flip sideways, and then that would be a type of takedowns.
Cool.
Yeah.
So each one had a different name and all that.
There was a bucket of them.
Yeah. It sounds like fun to kind of go through and like see what each one is named kind of deal.
It was cool. I liked it a lot. It was you got that same sort of satisfaction out of doing a takedown as you did when you pull off a slam dunk in NBA Jam and it does that cut scene and he's flying, that was a fun game.
Cool. Yeah. I'll have to check one out. I've heard of Burnout Paradise.
Burnout Paradise was good, but it didn't have that. It was more open world racing, which was still good, and you heard Paradise City every single time you turn on the game.
Is the grass green there? Are the girls pretty?
The girls are pretty. Take me home.
Won't you please?
Won't you please? It was fun too, but I liked Burnout the most Takedown the most because it had that little special moves.
All right. Next question. 2 new characters, Lei Fei and Vanessa Lewis, join 11 veterans, each with their own unique styles based on real martial arts. This is a Tekken game, right?
I would say so.
Because that's like the Bruce Lee cop, right? Right?
That's law.
Oh, fuck. Then I have no idea. You're right.
That sounds right,
law.
though.
Which one would it be?
Virtual Fighter, another Virtual Fighter, or Tekken.
I don't fucking know.
I bet it's Virtua Fighter.
Virtua Fighter
3.
3?
Fighter 3?
Why not?
Or Tekken 4.
Or Tekken 4. Locking them both in. It is Virtua Fighter 4. Mix those two answers together. Man. God, I am real bad at this. Real bad.
Yeah, this is not our wheelhouse.
Like really, really bad at this. Okay. I mean, you guys are okay at this. I'm reading these and it's like, I don't even know. I don't know. All right, next question. This game sees you hunting your savior who tricked you into killing your family. Manhunt? I don't fucking know.
Sounds interesting, but I don't know.
Your savior, who tricked you into killing your family.
Is this Max Payne?
Why not? Why not?
Did that come out on PS2? I played it on PC. I can't remember.
I think it did.
I know.
Max Payne.
Max Payne, right? Max Payne,
sure.
Locking it in. God of War.
Oh, no.
Next question.
I guess Ares did trick him into killing his family. That's whose ashes are all over him.
Confession time. I've only played a little bit of one God of War game, and that's the most recent one.
I was into him for a minute. I played 1, 2, 3, and the PSP one.
I've never played one.
They're fun.
They look fun. I prefer Dante's Inferno, though.
I thought you were going to say Dante. It's like, I've never played a Devil May Cry.
I haven't either. It's just, I don't know, guys. I'm just consumed by these excellent Super Nintendo games. I don't have, I don't have the wherewithal with all these newfangled analog sticks. Dual Shock. Next question. NCAA football with Carson Palmer on the cover. Just guess the year. 2003 would be my guess.
I like it.
03.
03, locking it in. 2004.
Oh, shit.
Just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside. We need to just, every time we think 3, say 4.
Just say
That's happened
4,
twice in this quiz.
All right, next question. This expansion on the third game of its series features online multiplayer for the first time.
The third in its series, online
Multiplayer for
on the PS2.
PS2.
I bet it worked really well.
I remember playing Final Fantasy 11. We had some PS2 players
Yeah.
playing on that online.
Final Fantasy 11, maybe a particular
Third, I mean, Tekken Tag.
expansion?
That's the third. Tekken Tag's the third one. I mean, I can see where maybe that had a.
There's no way it had
Online
because I had Tekken Tag. Yeah, it was like one of the few PS2
Virtua
games,
Fighter
man.
4 again.
This time it's
This
online.
is 3.
Expansion on the third game of its series. What would have
Need for Speed
multiplayer?
3 Hot Pursuit.
I mean, I don't know. I played on the PC multiplayer for sure online.
See, I didn't play PS2 online at all, so I have no idea what games are online compatible.
Fantasy Star, that was all like Dreamcast, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's not it.
I don't know.
Need for Speed, Hot Pursuit.
Katamari.
Locking it in. It is Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence.
Why would that have a
I don't know, homie. I never would have
Never would have guessed it. 'Cause
Never.
I did not see
Never.
why that would have a multiplayer.
Never would
No.
have gotten there. Okay. Next question. Ian,
Uh-oh.
ready?
I guess.
This is all up to you, okay?
Sure.
Madden NFL, guess a year.
2004.
2004, locking it in. It is 2004. We're on the board. We're on the board. Is this the first one that we got?
We got God of War.
God of War.
Okay.
2. I mean, we didn't say 2, but
So we're
Close
on.
enough.
We're good.
yeah.
Virtua Fighter 4, we kind of got there.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
mean, we got Virtua Fighter out of it, so.
Yeah. All right, next question. This is going to be fucking tough. I don't think we can use the same strategy.
Okay.
Another Madden NFL, 2 in a row. Guess a year. Unless we want to, it's a trick.
05.
Go with 2004. 05? Good enough for me. What do you think? Oh, Ian's thinking. 2003?
03 or 05.
98.
I mean, I see why the previous version would still be better.
2003.
Oh, 3? You want to do 3?
03.
03.
03.
Locking it in. It is 2002.
Shit.
Damn. All right.
Yikes. Fuck, marry, kill. Now to the good shit.
Yeah.
Now to the stuff we can actually answer.
Fuck, marry, kill. Magical items. Bag of holding. Boots of speed. Portable hole. Technically, you could fuck all three of these.
So boots of speed are just add. No, striding and springing is 10 feet to your movement.
Right. Boots of speed is just straight up dex, isn't it? Those are gloves. Those are gloves of dex.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on what edition you're playing as
Let me
well.
see. Let me see.
But the fact that wait. Didn't boots of speed just increase your movement? Boots of striding, that increased your jump
Jumping
check,
and
didn't
movement?
it? Yeah, I think it was a combination.
I mean, think about it from the perspective of someone like me who doesn't know fuck all about this. I'm answering the questions assuming that the boots just make you run
Faster.
fast.
Yeah,
So,
it's fair.
from my perspective, I'm going to marry a bag of holding.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. Bag of holding. It's handy. Like
I'm
a
gonna-
Heward's handy
yeah,
sack.
I'm going to fuck the hole.
Well, yeah.
Because I'm assuming this is a hole that is just something you can throw shit in and it just is gone forever. Is that right?
No, a portable hole is kind of like, honestly, a portable hole is like a bag of holding. It puts items into an extra dimensional space, but
Can you get stuff back out?
yeah, I think you got to go in there to get it. It's technically like a bag of holding. You kind of have to like root around for it too. A Heward's handy haversack That's the good bag of holding, because that's the one where you reach into this bag that has everything in it. You just think about the item that you need
And
that's
you
in
get
it,
it.
and it comes out.
And
See,
it's
I
like
was
5
thinking-
bags of holding at once because it all has each pocket is a different.
Right.
Okay. See, I was thinking the portable hole was something you could like throw the bodies of your enemies into.
You could. Yes, you could do that.
Well, that's what I'm taking as the fuck,
Okay.
and then I'm killing the boots of speed.
Killing the boots
just
of speed.
because I have to kill something.
It is kind of unfair that two
Boots
of
of
these...
speed is essentially haste for 10 rounds a day.
And haste is great
Haste
if
is
you're
great.
attacking shit.
Mm-hmm.
Gives you an extra attack on there. But I mean, let's be honest.
In 5e, they give, once you click your heels together and enact what is essentially haste, but all attacks against you, opportunity attacks, have disadvantage. So if you move through people with those boots on, they all take disadvantage.
How big is the portable hole? How big is the hole?
It's bigger than
It
a bag
depends.
of holding.
There are like 4 different versions that are increasingly big, but they're all pretty big.
So, like, if
Think of like
something is charging at me on a horse,
Yes,
and
Looney
I
Tunes
throw
style.
that
Yes.
hole on the ground,
Yes.
they fall in it, they're gone.
yes.
Okay.
Then you can pick it up, fold it up, and
Right.
they'll eventually suffocate. Yep.
And or I could put it on top of a tall building, and then they would fall out. And
Yes.
okay,
Or you throw that
sticking with
portable
my
hole
answer.
in the bag of holding and rip a huge
Yeah.
hole in reality
Yeah,
in the
there you
astral
go.
plane.
That's a no. You don't want your extra dimensional spaces inside of each other.
yeah, it sounds bad.
It's
So,
like
yeah, I'm still
Doctor Strange shit.
with the description of the boots. I was deciding whether I should reconsider, but no, I'm still sticking with the hole.
I'm killing the boots. I got to be honest with you. I don't fucking fight people,
Right.
but I do carry shit around.
Yeah.
So that means I have to choose between whether I'm gonna marry a bag of holding or a portable hole. I'm gonna marry the portable hole because you can fit larger shit in it. You can, if I do need to fight, I can fight with it, like you're talking Looney Tunes style. Which means I'll fuck the bag of holding. Bag of holding's nice. Just make sure it's not a bag of devouring. Be bad. Lose your stuff.
Lose your yeah. I'll marry the bag of holding just because I know I have no storage in my house, and having a huge that'd be pretty nice. So
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna marry the bag of holding, fuck the portable hole, and kill the boots of speed.
All right. I love that question. That was a good
Good
First
question.
question.
Fuck, marry, kill. An arcade cabinet that plays any game, but only you can see the games being played. An arcade machine everyone but you can use, but you can see it being played. Hold on. I need to think. Okay. All right. Next one. An arcade machine everyone can use, but thank God you sneezed. Bless you. I needed a break. I can't process this fuck, marry, kill. Or an arcade machine. I'm going to have to reread this from the beginning for sure. An arcade machine everyone can use, but it stutters really badly and the sound is awful.
Well, I'm killing that.
Killing that. That sounds fucking horrible.
The first one is just like you've got an arcade machine that plays every
everything,
game,
but
and
only you can
see it.
That sounds like heaven.
Mary.
Same. And then the other one is an arcade machine everyone but you can use, but you can see it being played.
Twitch.
Essentially Twitch.
So fuck it.
So fuck it. Yeah.
But I say I have a arcade machine in there with every arcade game on it that I can see and everyone else can see.
That is true. So do you really need
So I'll do the one that everyone else can see and give it to charity.
That way charity can't see it, but everyone else
There
can.
you go.
fuck, marry, kill. Hair that grows an inch a day, nails that grow an inch a day, teeth that always feel a bit gritty.
Okay. Because all of those things are terrible.
I mean,
the hair thing is probably what I would marry.
I'm marrying that. That doesn't sound awful to me.
I mean,
you could donate so much of that.
Yeah,
So much of that to help people.
I get
Yeah.
that.
So you can donate your nails too. They just might not accept it.
I would have to.
People can scrounge you so easily if you're throwing away your nails all
I
the
know.
time.
That's why you got to make sure no witches live around your house. Simple.
I don't like dealing with cutting my fingernails. We've talked about this. I cut them. I don't bite them like everyone else I know.
Yeah, I'm a maniac who bites them.
No, I'm with you. I don't biting nails. Like I can't wrap my head around it.
They're gross.
It is definitely gross.
And I don't have any use for long fingernails.
Mm-hmm.
Other than the fact that I've got this itch on my back that I've still had since last time we talked.
Make it a lot easier.
Like by tomorrow,
One more
I could
week, I'm
scratch
gonna
the
reach it.
shit out of that.
Then it starts to curl.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'll have to marry the hair growth. Fuck the gritty teeth. It's a little bit gritty, he says.
Always feel a bit gritty.
I could live with that.
A bit gritty.
And then kill the nails.
Ooh boy. I'm with you on marrying the hair.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like that's the clear marry.
Yep.
Nails that grow an inch a day. That sounds gross. That's like a lot of nail.
That's a lot. An inch is a lot of fingernail.
That's a lot of nail for me. But are we measuring from the cuticle to the tip, or are we like what are we measuring?
It just grows an inch a day.
Grows an inch. So we're talking about I got to deal and see what's really gross about it is I'm not going to clip that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a nail biter. So I'm going to gnaw that off like a rodent. And that is fucking gross.
Also, it would be gross to see it grow because if it's growing an inch a day, you're probably at one point going to actually see it grow.
Yeah, that's
Does
true.
it grow gradually over the course of 24 hours, or do you
At the end of the day,
suddenly
they just click. You just saber tooth at midnight.
Saber tooth style, yeah.
Now that would be kind of cool though, because New Year's parties, you're like, check this out.
You get a little tingle in your fingers. You know it's about to happen, so
Right.
you can like totally freak people out with it. Yeah, but still, no, I don't want that.
What if you felt it during your intimate time by yourself?
Oh, that could be bad.
Yeah, could be bad.
Yeah, you changed my mind on it with that. Like I could be doing things
Right.
to my wife, and then like they grow inside of her and
Right.
damage something.
That's
no.
not good.
Yeah. Marry the hair, fuck the teeth, kill the nails.
I'm going to take my chances with the nails. I can't stand it when dude,
You feel like you got a little sand in your
fucking
mouth.
God, I hate it. I fucking hate it. and I hate it when it feels like there's something between my teeth. Like I love popcorn. Love popcorn. S tier snack for me.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Fucking love it. I love it so much that I tolerate the fucking kernel skins that get embedded in my gums. And even when I go and floss, it's like,
Did I get it?
I don't know that I got it because
Yeah,
it's
they're
been in
hard
my
to get.
fucking tooth for so long
I've
that I don't
seen-
know.
At a Vietnamese restaurant we went to, I saw Blake. He ate something, got something stuck in his teeth. Got a toothpick.
Yeah.
Got in there. Couldn't get it. Toothpick breaks off. He's trying to get it more. Gets floss. Gets everything else.
Yep.
He's just blood just coming
Yep.
out of his mouth. Cannot just
Yep.
fucking get this. Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
been there.
I know it.
Been there.
Me too.
For sure.
I have a strange gap between the very back tooth on the right side of my mouth.
Weird, I've never noticed it.
Yeah. And every
I've
time
licked
I
that
eat,
before.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
every time I eat
I feel it when we kiss. That's it.
every time I eat
That's how I know it's you.
every time I eat like a piece of chicken or like some stringy type of meat.
Yeah. It
I
gets
get it
caught back in
so I
there.
gotta floss every time
Yeah.
just to get it out because it does. It feels like it's pushing my teeth apart.
Oh, I hate it. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That sensation is every time I've never wore braces. I wore a retainer for a little bit. But every time something gets stuck in between my teeth, that's what it feels. It reminds me of wearing that retainer where it's just like, we're moving your teeth just a little bit.
yeah, yeah.
Why do our outside bones have to be so troublesome?
I know, right? It's the fucking worst. Thank you, Ross, for the questions. They were lovely.
Yep.
You guys want to take a few calls?
Yeah. Outside bones, outside bones. Don't forget to wash your outside bones.
Probably, honestly, the best bit
And Kimmy
from
Schmidt.
that show. And there are a lot of good. There are a lot of good
bits, but holy
but
fuck.
that's a high point. All right, first call. Gird your ears because this is a Call from 253. Transcription not available. So I don't know what's going to happen on this one. Obviously, I'm screening these. So far, it's nothing. Someone hit the mic on their phone. And we're done. Thank you for the 12-second call, 253. Next call. This is from 828. End to end. It's Sterling. It's Sterling Sharp.
Calling.
Motherfucking TADPOG. It's your single elegant honk, beloved brew pounder. Honk. I'm listening to some of the backlog. I'm in like the 518s or something. You're doing Vegas Steaks.
Vegas Steaks.
With Ross.
Yeah, the one that
When Ross came over.
Yeah.
And you guys are making a lot of Albert Fish jokes. And I knew he was a serial killer. I didn't really know
how bad, how unbelievably terrible.
So I Googled him. Y'all are some sick motherfuckers. And you guys both seem to love serial killers. So who's your favorite serial killer? And why? Thanks. Have a great day. You guys are both fantastic, beautiful, wonderful people. And I love you very much. And I enjoy what you do. Thank you so much.
Which is loving serial killers. Thanks for the call. I feel like, honestly, we've kind of covered this on a recent episode where we
had a Mary Fuck Kill.
It was a Mary Fuck Kill.
I didn't
Or we
want
just
to
rated
answer it.
Right. Yeah, I don't have a favorite
Let's just
serial
rate
killer.
a most evil.
I don't really know that.
Whose story is the most interesting? Who's the most compelling to psychoanalyze? But yeah, not just like favorite.
I read all his books.
We're not Wednesday Addams behind the cabin dealing in her serial killer trading cards.
The whole Albert Fish thing was hilarious to me because of how terrible he was.
Yes.
So to me, in my juvenile sense of humor, it's funny to me to make light of some fucking horrible atrocity.
Some of the dark, probably like some of the darkest of the dark, being Albert Fish.
It's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where where it's like there's so much tension. It's like almost like tension breaking.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so awful. You have to do something to break
Right.
it. Yeah.
And then you and I feed off of each other.
Yeah.
Like that energy, like it's the same kind of energy for both of us. So what happens?
And then when John said he didn't like it, that only just, here's some gasoline on that fire.
No, we stopped. If by throw gasoline on the fire, you mean we stopped completely, you are correct. Next call. This is from, I believe, Brew Pounder again.
Motherfucking TADPOG. It's your single elegant honk brew pounder. I just called and I asked you about your serial killer because you guys were talking about Albert Fish a lot. And then the very next episode on 524, you guys are casually discussing dismembering and eating humans and the flesh of your vanquished foes. And you're all having a really good time.
Yeah, what's your problem?
I mean,
you got a problem with
why
that?
are you judging?
Somebody sounds delicious. Go ahead.
Now, I hope this trend doesn't continue because there's no reason to believe that maybe you guys are out there eating people. And now that I know Terrified Michelle has got access to human flesh all the time.
We have her freeze dry it and send it to us from California.
Look, I don't know where that's sourced. Come on.
Is this organically grown?
Here at my cannibal Wendy's, always fresh, never frozen.
I don't need some fucking hippie body. I like a good American Texas dead body.
I like my Oklahoman body to have a Georgia accent.
Once again, I think we kind of answered this question already. We're just fucking kidding. We're just kidding. Take a joke. Next call.
We got more. We got 7 seconds.
Oh, okay.
We got 7 seconds.
But
more.
H.H. Holmes. H.H. Holmes has the most interesting craziness about him.
Yeah.
Besides Albert Fish.
I started watching I heard there was a good documentary on H.H. Holmes, and I started watching it, and I was like, nah.
I just don't understand how he's even real. Like, it's just so fucking nuts.
Well, what's crazy to me, and it's like when I say that I didn't get into that documentary, a lot of it was because I do not relate to this time period. And that honestly might have something to do with, like, I don't know, stuff like that, and like Albert Fish, like, which is obviously horrible, but it also happened so long ago that it's also one of those things where there is a disconnect, where it's like, I can make a joke about the Titanic because I was not alive when it sank. Obviously, and I'm not saying I should make a joke about the Titanic, but the thing is, it's like, I didn't know any of those people. And it was so long ago. And obviously, yes, it was fucking horrible that like 1,200 people died. But like,
come on.
Yeah, right.
That's all I gotta say is come on. Are you Mr. Titanic? Oh, come on.
Mr. Titanic's end-to-end football.
Anything. It'd be terrible. But anyways, just thought I'd let you know. Catch up. Love you guys. Be peace. Bye.
Thought he'd let us know what?
That we're sick
That
and
we're sick
demented.
fucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Richard Ramirez is also pretty interesting. The Night Stalker.
I like the way he got caught.
Yeah.
That was funny. That was actually funny the way he got caught. So just somebody out the fucking sidewalk spotted him and they fucking chased his ass down the street. I mean, I love that shit. It's like, hey, that's that fucking guy that's killing all these people. Get him.
Hey, is that fucking guy?
It's that fucking guy.
Get him.
Is that the fucking guy who kills people?
Yeah, it's the fucking guy. He's the fucking killing guy.
Everybody, it's him. Come on.
I'm gonna go get this fucking guy.
And he's the big bad in American Horror Story 1984,
That was
which I
a
thought was
weird
interesting.
one. It was
And
good, but
the
it
guy
was
looked
weird.
and sounded just
It was
like him.
creepy how much that dude looked like
Yeah.
Ramirez. Like possibly related to the guy,
Yeah.
like distantly. But,
You think it was like, holy shit.
What was this is horrible because I was alive for this, but I can't remember. Was it the DC sniper? You remember the
ones that fucking modified their car
Right.
to snipe from inside the trunk, and yeah,
Are those classified? Those guys classified as serial killers?
Absolutely.
yeah, they killed lots of people.
That shit was terrifying.
That was.
because that shit is like, I mean, obviously it's all terrifying, but like that in particular was like, I am alive while this is happening, and like someone could just die,
Just fucking
like that. You know what I
instantly
mean?
die.
It's like, and
Yeah.
you not even know.
I'm
it's-
getting some gas. I'm getting
Right.
some gas. I'm dead.
Right.
I'm sure people.
I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm dead.
Ah, shit.
Have you seen that TikTok channel about that guy who's just like walking down, like he does stuff like where you'll see like a pane of glass fall out of a 5-story window.
No.
And right before it hits, you'll see a guy like walking around. All of a sudden, he's in heaven, looking around, looking very confused. It's all just.
That's funny.
Oh. Next call. This is from 562. I believe this is Terrified Michelle.
Michelle. Hi, TADPOG. This is Terrified Michelle.
Hello. Take 2.
Sorry, I'm used to them asking me to say my name first, so I said my name first.
Oh,
so whatever.
I got you.
Anyway, I'm listening to Jelly Boy, and you got within Sage Ian did your Civil War voice, and Civil War voice is my favorite thing.
It's pretty good.
I think I have a thing for fake Louisiana accents.
Which
because
we
he sounds
discussed.
Like Bill from True Blood. Anyway, thanks. Oh, and I love that Tyler whistles just like I do. Which is not very good at all.
Fuck you.
Okay, bye.
Bird.
You got me.
I will never.
That's the
forget-
first time I've been hurt in this show, Michelle.
You Albert Fish loving, non whistling motherfucker.
Cannibal. I will never forget the first Tadpog prom I went to, and I think I got noticed on this show when I did that Civil War thing.
I believe
that was
it.
my like moment to shine.
It's a good
and
moment.
I got so much attention from people that like came up to me like I'm a celebrity. Oh my God, I love the Civil War. I heard that so much that weekend, and Terrified Michelle and Abby were there. That's where I met them, and they were both like fawning over that whole bit, and I'm really proud of that because I'm glad so many people find that.
Yeah, that's your Tadpog
entertaining.
DLC alternate costume.
Yeah,
That's honestly, that's
it's
like
a great sketch.
That's in my
that bit.
top.
Yeah, it is.
That's in like that's like one of my favorite Tadpog memories.
Well, and the fact
honestly,
that me too, and the fact that you mix some music behind it and everything, when I heard it the first time on the recording, I was like, "Oh my God, this is gold!" It was fun.
It was
really fun.
It was a
After
lot of fun.
John's very antiquated style of writing is awesome.
Right? Yes.
There is no music.
There is
here.
no music. Yeah.
Oh man,
That's where everybody lost it.
I love it.
There is no
I
music.
know.
here.
That's like, of course, that's what I remember. That's like the line that I remember, and it's just like I don't remember anything else.
Fuck. Thank you, Terrified Michelle.
Yes, thank you.
BTK is pretty horrifying.
Yeah. Is that a new sandwich at Burger King or what is
The BTK. It's a chicken sandwich that bleeds when you bite into it.
Also,
It's all trussed up inside the bun.
also a hilarious way that he got
Oh
caught.
God, I
I gotta say this one. He fucking, this guy had killed people for years and years, and he stopped. He just stopped. He was just a regular dude. He was like a security system installer or
Yeah,
something.
that's how he got in people's houses.
And-
He installed their security
yeah,
systems.
and they never caught him. He was just he ghosted everyone. Right?
They didn't notice all the fucking securities. This house protected by signs in the fucking
That's
yard.
not.
Killer, killer scratched out. BTK.
Yo, you think this is weird? All these houses have these signs?
Where they had only the ones who have security have murders.
Oh man, this is a bad security company.
A really bad.
Why
one.
don't you try protecting people? There was people killed in all these houses that you supposedly protect.
Oh well, not our problem, I guess. Time to solve crimes.
So he quits for it was like 20 years.
Yeah,
It was a long time, and
like huge
then
outlier.
Then he started doing it again, and they immediately realized, oh my God, this guy's fucking back. He's doing it again. Same MO. They knew it was
Like
the same
20
guy.
years later.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did he not know? Like, when did he get caught?
It was like in the 90s,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Because
So this is before like CSI and shit. Because if
Yeah.
I were a serial killer and I stopped and then I saw like shows where it's like with forensics and shit, I'd be like, yeah, I'm fucking done.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, he's such a
They don't
malignant
need-
narcissist
Oh.
that he would send stuff to the police and taunt them.
Right. And
for
so
years.
he did that. He was writing letters and he was doing but you don't need CSI to catch this guy. You know why? He fucking called the police and asked them.
Did he not star 6-7 beforehand?
I don't know how he called them. He called them and said, I'm the BTK killer, and I was just wondering, you can't like track me if I send you a floppy disk with my letter on it, can you? They're like, no. And he did. And they fucking figured out where the disk came from and that the computer
he
was
didn't format it properly, so they were able to pull up.
I was about to say, yeah. How did they? So he
they
used.
found the computer at his church, I think, that he
Yep.
was used and
Didn't go
they,
buy a new floppy
That's
disk.
what I was- right.
Reused one.
and they caught him just like that. It was that easy. He just assumed that they were telling him the truth. He actually asked, "Can I do this?" and be anonymous, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we can't get anything off of that. No, send us a disc. That's fine." That's how he got caught.
Can you imagine?
He was part of the inspiration for Trinity and Dexter because he had
yeah?
the normal life
Mm-hmm.
to everyone. That he was a family man. He had kids. He had a wife. He volunteered at his church. He did,
Yeah.
all this like what's his name was that the Trinity killer was. He was the huge public servant, and then is treated his family like absolute shit behind closed doors, and was a serial killer.
Yep. BTK.
Can you imagine being the guy at the police station who took that call?
Hey, can we? Can we do that?
Yeah. Hold on. I need to ask my manager. This guy wants to send a floppy disk. Anybody you know?
It's anonymous, right? Right? Yeah? No? Yes?
Yeah, look, I don't really understand, but they say yeah. Send it in.
What's that? The cybersex division? What they do? Is that what they are? The guy who's on Palace Chat all the time, ask him.
I'm not going to ask him ASL. I don't even know what that means.
And then Toy Box, the Toy Box Killer is also pretty horrendous.
I thought you said Toei Box.
Toei Box, Toei Animation.
Man, fuck, dude, that Dragon Ball Z set is fucking expensive, man. It's like they're murdering people. These prices.
Because Toy Box is like, he's like something out of Saw, where they had a trailer behind his house where they would kidnap girls, gas them, and then they would wake up in a modified dentist chair.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And then like a screen recording would play like, you'll be in here for 8 hours. We'll come in. We're going to do X, Y, and Z to you. Like, however you kind of respond is how long you'll live, or whether the tortures will get worse. And then, you know.
Yeah, I heard about that one.
Yeah, well, it was.
That's kind of recent, I'm assuming, if a screen is involved.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say it was like 80s.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's pretty fucking high tech for 80s.
Because they would.
Also, one of them didn't.
He was the one who have his dog fuck people and shit. Like, it was real fucked
I
up.
was thinking one of the victims actually got away because she was able to build his trust, and eventually they were like leaving her home.
They went on vacation and left her there, and she was able to get out.
And she finally just left, and that's the end of that one. They caught him after that.
Good.
Yeah, they don't hit for like last podcast. They're not heavy hitter status because they only had like 2 or 3 before they got caught. But it's still like all the shit that they had built into there. And I've seen like pictures of the trailer and shit.
It's quality over quantity, right?
Oh.
Jesus Christ. Next call. I wonder if it's from the BTK killer.
Right, I agree.
It's Dennis Rader.
Ross Rachel Green, and that you should definitely, Ian and John, be making your Star Trek podcast. I think.
All right, I'm pausing. I'm looking at Ian channeling. What's happening?
She said something
Tell me
about.
what's happening.
She said something about me and John.
Definitely do your Star Trek podcast.
Oh,
okay, got it. Yep.
Okay. Did you guys ask her to be on?
We don't have a podcast.
That didn't happen? What happened? What's going on?
Never
I
happened.
figured you're like 100 episodes in by now.
We were,
I
and then we just scrapped it. It's come and gone. Yeah, she was on like 7 episodes.
Oh, fuck. I missed it.
Yeah.
You guys deleted all the damn episodes, too.
Off of every platform. Yeah, it's all gone. If you missed it, you missed it.
Damn
Sorry.
it.
It's a limited time event.
I didn't want to listen until I had watched all the Star Trek.
Well, you didn't have to because we're covering those.
No, but I like to watch it first so I can like have some opinion about it going in. All right.
Waiting for it. It's important. I love you guys, and I can just add it. It's like I can listen to Tyler and Dave. I can listen to Star Trek, and I can listen to True Crime. It'll be perfect. Come on, get on the ball. It's waiting. Forever. And then you gotta make merch so I can wear your shirt. Okay?
All right, I have an idea.
She wants to wear the shirt of our podcast.
I got that.
We've already we had shirts too, but we only sold like 5.
Oh, so you're like us.
They're out in the wild. Yeah. They're out there. But I'm not going to tell you what they look like.
Oh, wait. I think we just found one. They're $100. Right?
That's right.
Because it's an NFT shirt.
Yes.
NFT shirt.
Oh, God, I'm the worst. All right.
I love you guys. So that was for, I know it's for, you know, if you're not the host of this TADPOG, okay? I can't think of anything right now.
Oh, how little she knows. Because actually, Terrified Michelle, I am a host of TADPOG. Since July 2021, I have hosted this show every week with my friends Tyler and Dave. So, I am a host. You were wrong. John, not so much. But me, I am.
Say it as a Civil War veteran. That way she could get some enjoyment out of it.
Terrified Michelle. I regret to inform you that you were, in fact, incorrect. I am a host of TADPOG.
There is no Star Trek.
There is
here.
no Star Trek here.
Except for that, I also wish that we were like the UK with healthcare, but you know, the US, or at least the people running it or voting the most, are afraid of socialism to age 12.
What?
She said she's also in favor
Good
of
Lord, you're good at this.
socialized health care.
Oh, okay.
I heard
in the
healthcare.
People in the U.S. are afraid of socialism.
Okay, right. That is true.
So here we are, and I got it.
What?
Did she just fart into a jar?
That sounded like
Oh, by the way, I love you.
that sounded like an EVP to me. Michelle, is your fucking car haunted? What the fuck? I'm gonna play that back.
If you want us to leave, fart in a jar.
I bring home ghosts from work.
Oh, no. Ghosts would probably...
Abby loves ghosts. I bring him home from
All
work.
right, guys, I love you. Kill your family. All right. Bye. What was that?
I think she just went or something.
I gotta play it back. It sounded like I don't know.
Socialism to age 12. So here we are, and I got it.
Kill them. What?
I think she shit her pants. I had to go real quick. Well, I gotta go.
And that's the last call we're gonna take.
That is
That's
a great, great place to stop.
Oh shit.
Thank you, Michelle, for the call. Thanks for sending us the meat.
Yeah.
It's really yummy.
This was really weird. That call was from September of 2021, which means that we're running there. That's not that long ago.
No, it's not. And
Running out
I
of
was
calls.
hosting in September of 2021.
Yeah, but if
Since
you
July.
July, I mean that's I
It's
don't
a
know.
couple months.
I think that is a couple
At
months.
what point is it official?
I don't know.
We'll have to wait and see.
Call us 270-883-2555.
Nice.
Did I wait until Tyler was about to say something? Yep.
And if you want to send us something, you send it to TADPOG Studios, care of Nicole and Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002.
Yep. We got something coming in from Mr. Puzzles. So a nice package with 2 letters, one to read on the mics, one to read off the mics. That's the sexy one, I bet.
Probably.
So we got that coming in.
And let's see. Hey, we're all over a bunch of social medias. Just put in TADPOG. You'll find us on all sorts of different platforms.
It'll pop up or it won't.
Yep.
If you're listening to this, you know.
Yeah, it's true. Not too concerned about growing that big social media presence on all sorts of stuff.
We do have a Discord, though.
Oh, yeah.
bit.ly/TADPOG Discord.
Always something going on in the Discord.
Shirts.tadpog.com if you want some shirts.
Yep.
If you would be the 6th one, we appreciate it.
Yeah, we could really use the help.
Most importantly, we got that Patreon.
Patreon.
Although I do not think we have any new donors.
Yeah, it's only been a couple days.
Only been since Monday, so yeah. Although I will thank Cubicle Monkey again.
Yeah.
Because holy shit.
Yeah. Yep, because holy shit, indeed.
That's about the value of my car that was totaled that he raised his pledge.
Whoa.
So
Nice.
that's how much the junkyard gave me for it. So much appreciated, Cubicle Monkey.
Oh, did you go to the good junkyard?
Apparently my dad knows all the junkyards.
Oh, then you went to the
He's
good
got-
I know
He got
them
the
all.
pristine
Yeah, you went to the
junkyards.
good one then.
Well, we do have, even though not much changed this week, we do have a list of executive producers. And to earn that title, these wonderful people have donated $20 or more per month. And I would like to tell you who they are right now, starting with Temporal Eternal Savior Cubicle Monkey,
Nailed it.
God Emperor Alex Pena, Cousin David Galino, Plinko Nick Price, Steve Dixon, Cthusiast Jeff Miners, Clanbro Cody Phillips, Bantha Master, Executive Producer Dig Dougie, Gamebug Prime Nathan Eaton, Time Lord Josh Edwards, Matt Gentile, a.k.a. Gentle G, congratulations on your marriage. Magical Sleeper, a.k.a. Big Dick Pie Baker, Chris Vaughn. Usurper Grimm, Princess Consuela, Banana Hammock, Flavor Trick, Taryn Landon. Pinball Archmage Chris Edler, I'm sorry you could not be on this episode. Platinum member Brett Miller. Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins. Nate from Utah, first-time caller. Drinksmith Joey Webster. Master Cycle Baron Kevin Link. I have more trouble with that one than Cthusiast Jeff. Or Temporial. Eternal Saver, sorry.
Yeah.
Barbecue Baron Andrew Rowland. General Kenobi Massacre. And Sick Jake. We're sorry you fell for the marketing. And that's it.
All right.
Thank
you guys. It means a lot. We appreciate it. And also, I want to wish Duke Sitos William a happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Today is his birthday. He ate a burrito at Burrito Shack in my honor, so for his birthday,
nice of him.
and that was super nice. He thought of me while he ate it, which is all I want in life.
Today
need,
is
really.
the eve of my brother becoming a father, so he will have his baby tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
That'd be Friday, so by the time this comes out, he'll have
A good Friday, baby.
Good Friday, baby.
Man. Well,
Yeah.
not technically.
Not
Good
good
Friday.
Good
Yeah.
Friday.
A
But
solid Friday.
A solid Friday.
a decent Friday.
I was born
Yeah.
on a Friday, if that matters.
Yeah?
So, if I turned out okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I was born at like
Yeah.
2 in the afternoon on a Friday, just lazy,
Yeah.
just hanging out.
better than
Feeling-
better than a Monday.
Yeah.
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 Feeling those Friday vibes.
Yeah.
I don't know what day I was born on. Probably a Monday.
Could be.
I'll call my mom right now.
Because was Solomon Grundy born on a Monday or was it a Sunday?
Brrr. I don't know.
No.
Sorry, I don't have it memorized. My guess would be Sunday,
Yeah.
just because it's like
First day.
yeah, it's a holy day,
By the time
Right?
he gets all the way,
Let's
yeah,
pervert
done.
it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he does.
You know how I do, and
Well,
he do.
And what's pants do? Our theme song is Moves by Sycamore Drive. Look to that track from the show at TADPOG.com. How you guys want to close it out?
Like we're really surprised that an episode on a hockey game went as long as it did, which is longer than a normal episode goes.
Whoa.
Yep.
Dang, you ain't kidding. That
It's
is
a-
a lot. That is a big boy.
Yeah, hey, got half a day at work to kill. We'll almost get you there.
If you don't listen to us on your 15-minute break, you're getting real close to that half day.
Are you Tony's daily commute? This will get you there.
I think that got better. I'm not positive.
Oh, yeah?
But
Okay,
I think that got
good.
better. Yeah, which means he is not listening at all. Like most people who stop commuting, they're like, I'm done with podcasts.
Saturday podcast.
Especially this one.
Okay. So until next time. Capricorn. Little hockey. Kenna was all about her Animal Crossing room, and then right before I gave her all her Christmas presents that were all Animal Crossing related because that's all she talked about. It's like, Daddy, I want an anime room.
Oh, for like her real room. Because okay.
Yeah, I want an anime room with anime posters and anime stuff in it. Okay. What anime? I don't know. Anime.
Demon City.
Like, where have you seen any anime? On YouTube. Like, name me an anime you like, and we'll talk about it. I don't know, Daddy. Just an anime room.
Just an anime
Just
room.
an anime room. Here's Animal Crossing.
How
Be
about
excited for that.
Animal
Yeah.
Crossing?